Lauren is making a sister canvas, by the way, today with the matching quote.
I'm going to be making a sister canvas, meaning this canvas that we have on here is to the people who look at the stars and wish. And then I'm going to make the sister canvas that says, to the stars, let me think of the exact quote.
It's beautiful.
To the stars, I'll have to look it up.
I'm looking it up for you.
To the stars and dreams that come true, I think.
To the people who look at the stars
and wish. And then the sister quote should be to the stars and to the stars who listen and the dreams that happen, I think.
Okay, hold on.
To the stars that listen, I know for a fact. And then there's a dash.
The people who look at the stars and wish, to the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered.
Dreams that are answered. I couldn't remember if it was happened or answered.
Okay.
So we are going to be creating this beautiful canvas. Let's go overhead. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take this moon and put it on the top half of the canvas and the words on the bottom. So when they sit next to each other, it's opposite.
Iconic.
Yes.
Iconic.
Yes. It's going to be so cute.
I love it.
Yes.
I love a coordinating canvas moment.
I do too. With that being said, should we use the same colors?
No.
No?
I feel like you should use the warm colors.
These that we've got on the table?
Don't you? If you want, we don't have any more navy, by the way. That's why we...
Okay.
Oh, wait, there's navy right there.
This is navy.
Is that the color?
This is more like a gray, bluey gray, but it's okay. We'll just use this. Okay. It'll be beautiful.
Okay.
So we are doing a reverse canvas. So obviously you are going to need a canvas. Now, the quote, Anne, came from A Court of Thorn and Roses, one of my favorite series. It actually came from A Court of Mist and Fury, I'm pretty sure is the book that one come from. Mm-hmm. That is third book? I have to think. Anyway.
Lord, I don't even know.
Anyway, so the supplies that you are going to need is a canvas, obviously. We have a canvas here. Now, you can recreate this with a Dollar Tree canvas. I'm just going to be completely honest. We could not find canvases at our Dollar Tree right now. I don't know why.
They didn't have the ones with the thick border, and that's the ones that we were going to use.
Yeah.
They have them.
It's like
They're there.
we had
not
one.
Ours.
We had one from them, but then because we create a thumbnail and then recreate it with you, we were going to have to use a second one, so we could not find the second one. So just so you guys know, you can recreate them from the ones at Dollar Tree. Like I said, we couldn't personally find them at our Dollar Tree, and you can't order online in smaller quantities anymore.
Unfortunately.
Or not right now, at least. So we're actually using one from Hobby Lobby. I know for a fact that you can get these in a 2-pack for like less than $10. I know for a fact you can get these, and these are a pretty big canvas. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 9x13, I think.
It looks like a 9x13.
Let's double check. Oh, it's even bigger.
Nice.
Looks like a 12x16.
Karen, we're talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Yes. So, obviously, we'll go back overhead. You're going to need your canvas. You're going to need heat transfer vinyl, okay? And this is what we are going to be putting this on with. So you do need heat transfer vinyl. You are going to need some stain. Today we are using this aged wheat stain. Of course, we have gloves for our stain. We are going to be using, now these tools are going to be, you choose what you think is going to work best. There's a couple different ways that you can take the canvases off the frame and re-stretch them. I personally normally take and I'll show you, we'll flip it over. You can see there's lots and lots of staples. If you want to, you can just cut this out, or you can take some tools and you can kind of pry these staples up and then take them out with needle nose pliers, whichever one you want. If you want to cut it, you will need a true control knife just to cut around the edges. That's going to be totally your preference. And then, of course, we do have a staple gun to staple our canvas back in there. And I'm checking right now to see if we need any staples. Nope, we're good. So we do have the staple gun to staple our canvas back onto our frame once we get it off. And then we have just a standard grit mat for our HTV.
Not that standard.
That's not that standard, but
Donna literally took the thoughts out of my brain. She said, that's a lighter stain than you normally use. It's because Mary Catherine brought that stain in here.
I know.
But me and Lauren always pick Early American.
We always pick Early American.
It's nice, like, to have some variation. Like, I appreciate the variation.
Yep. And then of course we have a mini easy press that we're going to be using to put the HTV onto the canvas. So it looks like there's a lot, but guys, these are things that you probably already have sitting around your house. Other than the canvas, you may not have the canvas, but other than that, these are all things that you can just do with what you have. So let's start out. First of all, the first thing I want to do is I want to start out by taking our canvas off of our frame and showing you guys how to do that. That way we can go ahead and stain our frame. So by the time that we're done, it should be dry and we can go ahead and reassemble everything, okay? So we'll go back overhead and we're gonna start the process. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this, and I want to show you these different ways. So I have right here a really small flathead screwdriver. This is just what we have. I keep it in my drawer. I use it for so many different things. And really what I'm going to do is just kind of pry this up just enough where you can come back in with a set of like needle nose pliers and pull it up. So you can do that. Here you can see once you have it up, I just come in with a set of needle nose pliers and take it out. Now the reason that I do it this way, or I have done it this way in the past, is because I feel like I get a better stretch on my canvas if there's nothing there obscuring. So like if you cut it, this is gonna be there. It's just a personal preference. So if you want to, once again, this does take longer prying them up like this. So what we may do is just so you all have both options. There we go. Turn that around. So if you want to, you can cut it. And if you plan on cutting your canvas, grab you a true control knife and just cut on the outside. Oh, I was like, what is that? Cut on the outside of the staples. So you can see here now, you do have to cut pretty deep. One thing I want you all to not worry about, don't worry about ruining this side of the canvas, because this is now going to be the back of the canvas once we get done. So I'm just going to cut all the way around on the outside, okay, outside of the staples.
And that's a nice sharp X-Acto knife. It should be.
I think so. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful.
Kelly says my favorite screwdriver is the butter knife.
Yes, yes. That's a really good screwdriver. Love that one.
Listen, whatever works, you know.
Used it more than once.
Leanne, we're so happy you're here. She said she's so thrilled she can attend live today.
Yay. Okay, once you have your canvas cut, all you're going to have to do then is come through here, and we are just going to separate it away from our frame.
Beautiful.
Now here you can see I have this. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this side of the canvas, and I'm just going to rip it up and leave those staples in there.
Oh my gosh, Michelle just reminded me of something. Only one Dollar Tree in New Jersey is closing. Not sure about the other Dollar Generals though. But listen, I saw an article that said Dollar Tree is closing. They're like closing some of their stores.
Well, I did read that article, and I think what they're doing is they are probably just downsizing. So like, for example, we have 2 Dollar Trees in our town, one on the west end, one on this end.
And one in the middle of town. Oh wait.
The other one is in
Jeff City, yeah.
So there's 2 in our town. So I have a feeling that there's a good chance that they're just going to close locations that aren't as profitable. Like the one in the middle of town probably doesn't get as many people as the one on this side.
I don't know.
I don't know though. That is literally just my speculation.
I hope they don't close any of ours. I like having options.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to prep my area to get it ready to stain. I like to lay down some paper towels just to be on the safe side, guys.
You never know.
This table has already seen enough destruction. We don't need to destroy it even more.
Don't get stain on your sweatshirt.
I know. God, this is making me nervous now. Making me nervous.
You need an apron is all.
I know. Let me just go ahead and pull my sleeves up. And we're going to start staining. Now, Mary Catherine has a brush out here. I normally personally don't use a brush. I normally use a
cloth.
An old t-shirt. I cut a piece of an old t-shirt off and use, this is I don't think I've ever used this stain.
I don't think I have either.
It's like look at this.
Oh.
It looks like a paint.
It's going to look like that one, though.
I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep some paper towels handy to wipe it off with.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my gloves on. Somebody said, the last thing I read said that most of the stores are being closed are going to be a Family Dollar. That is interesting that you say that, Sandy, because there's a store going up in the town, and it's across from Cherokee. It's Family Dollar and Dollar Tree together.
Ah.
Same store.
Interesting.
Yes.
Maybe they'll call it Family Tree.
Family Tree, I don't know. No, it's like it is like you know how they used to have Long John Silver's and A&W in the same building? It's very much similar to that.
Is there a defined threshold?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Remember when our Walmart used to be connected to our mall?
Oh, I was literally just talking about that to somebody. I miss those days.
I hardly remember
miss going to the mall because our Walmart used to be connected to our mall. I miss going to Walmart when it was connected to okay. Oh. Okay. You said it's supposed to look like that?
I'm assuming that. Is it dark?
Yep.
I can't hardly see it. Oh, it's like a gray.
Yeah.
Just commit. Do you want me to get some different HTV colors?
It's okay.
I can get some complimentary. That's not going to look good with that.
Maybe
you want a darker stain?
Maybe I'm using too much on... Maybe I should have used... Do you think she used the... Let's try this. Nope, it's still pretty dark.
Huh.
I've never used a brush for stain.
I don't know that I have either, but it's not a bad.
No.
Like because you can apply it with the brush and then wipe it off with a paper towel or a rag or something.
Okay. It's not a huge factor. Okay, well, it's done. Do I like it? No.
I don't hate it. I think it'll look better once it's fine.
It's not fine, and that's okay that you said that it's not fine. I don't know what happened. I probably should have sanded it, number one.
It's possible.
And I should have just told you to get Early American.
This is why we use Early American all the time.
So, yeah.
We're committed to Early American.
This is why we use Early American. I'm going to set this to the side. Oh, not going to do Oh, y'all. Okay.
Man.
I'm going to set this on the floor. Away from me.
Okay.
First thing we're going to do while this is turning on, I am going to grab this frame, and you want to measure the inside of this frame really quickly to get the dimensions. So I know I said it was a 12 by, what did I say, a 12 by 16? Mm-hmm. But we want to work within So this is 9 3/4. I can go ahead and make it 9 3/4 by, let's do 13 3/4. That's the area that you want to work in. Why is the computer not working?
You guys know how at the beginning of the lab we said there's always those projects. This is what happens. And you can't pick it. The universe picks it. Okay, the universe picks the projects that just try to not be on the channel. We've had like 2 or 3 since I've been here. This is one of them. And this is what happens.
We are going to build this together. So the font that we're going to be using today is going to be, what just happened? Are you kidding me? Okay, we're using Celine from Maker's Gonna Learn, and this is Moon and Stars. It is a cut file. Now it is different colors, as you guys can see. Beautiful. And you can see all of the different colors are different layers. So we're gonna hop back over to the Maker's Gonna Learn website in just a minute. Don't know what all of, oh, that was from, let's go ahead and close
From the master class, if you guys missed it.
Yeah. So we're gonna hop over to our website. Are we signed in? Yes, we are. First thing we're gonna do is we are going to grab the font Celine. First of all, Artful Ink. Are you kidding me? Look at this new font.
I used it for...
I am obsessed.
Yeah, I used it for something in the course today.
It is fully like, is it neoclassic? No, it's the, it's neo-traditional, isn't it? The traditional art or traditional tattoos.
Yes.
American classic. Traditional
American
tattoo.
traditional, yeah.
American traditional classic. Obsessed with it, okay?
I love it.
Okay. Celine is the font we're using today. This one here, to download a font from our website, you're gonna click the arrow pointing down. It's going to come in as a zip file. You're gonna double click it. Here it pops up. You need to double click it. It comes in as an OTF. You need to double click that. Karen, you're so sweet. You keep that.
Oh my goodness.
I love. So you're gonna install the font, okay? From there, you do have to, once you install a new font, you do have to reload Cricut Design Space for it to recognize the new fonts. But before we do that, I'm gonna come back over to our website and we're gonna go to our cut files and we are going to type in Moon and Stars. Okay, so we're gonna download this file. Once again, it comes in as a zip because you can use it. If you open up this folder, you see you have the option for a PNG and an SVG. Because we are cutting this with HTV, we are gonna need the SVG version. So we're gonna hop back over to Design Space. We're gonna go to our upload folder. We're going to upload image. And then we are going to drag and drop this SVG into here. Boop, there you go. You're going to click continue and upload that to Cricut. And you can see here, it comes in, it actually comes in almost the perfect size for what we're doing, but I'm gonna show you guys how to really place it where you want it. Now, for the font Celine, if you have not used it on your computer yet and you need for Cricut to recognize it, what you can do is go to View and reload Design Space, and that is going to pull in all of the new fonts that you've downloaded. Now, we all actually already have Celine on this, so I'm not gonna go through that whole process right now, but that's what you would do if you are wanting to re-download, okay? So, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull in our shape. If you remember, I took a measurement of the inside of our frame a while ago, and it was, we're gonna unlock our square. It was 9 3/4 by 13 3/4. And this is going to be the size of the canvas that we're working on. So this is gonna help you determine how large or how small something can go. I always like going to advance and like changing it to the color that I need. And let's do this cream color right here. beautiful.
And you can use the white or the cream side of that canvas, right?
You can use the white or cream.
Because
I personally like the cream side better if you're doing HTV, just because there's like a coating on this side.
I was about to say,
I don't know
coated.
how well the HTV would go on this.
It'll stick.
Yeah.
I know it'll stick, but I just, yeah, I think I like that ivory side too.
I really like the ivory side personally.
And really, you can use either one.
But you can use the cream, or you could use the white, whichever one. So, anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to the front. And if you guys didn't know what I just did, let me go overhead and show you something. So this is obviously a Mac or an Apple keyboard, but if you look, go to share screen. So if you go to arrange, did you guys know that these little things over here on the side tells you what shortcut keys you need to click? And that is how I have personally leveled up my designing, is by using shortcut keys. So back overhead to our keyboard, I always hit Command and then either this one bracket or this bracket to bring it front to back. So the left bracket takes it back on your screen and the right bracket brings it front. And then go to the share screen. Watch how you can see it's in the very front now. I'm hitting Command and hitting the left bracket, and watch it move down. And then the right bracket brings it to the top.
Love that.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah.
100% one of my favorite things, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we are just going to start building our canvas. So now I'm gonna bring in the text. We are using the font Celine, so we have to go to our system fonts, type in Celine right here. So our first one said, to the people who look at the stars and wish, and this one is going to say, to these stars that listen. And then I think it's this. And then it says, to the stars that listen and the dreams that happen.
Please hold.
To the stars that
To
listen.
the people who look at the stars and wish. To the stars who listen, dash, and the dreams that are answered.
That are answered.
I just know Sarah J. Maas was like, dang, that was good. She was like, I need to go take a lap. Like, that was good. When she wrote that, she was like, that is
100%.
money quote right there.
Money quote.
Going on the merch for show.
Yeah. Now, first of all, something about this doesn't feel right to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to advanced and I'm going to ungroup this to lines. So now I can really move this around where I want it. And I think I need to, honestly, I think I need to size it down first. So I'm going to hold down either Shift or Command and select all of these. And I'm going to size them all down together. That way they're all the same size font. Now what I can do is, our first one had the moon down here in the bottom. So I want to select all of these. And I want the words in the bottom, and I want the moon. I'm going to do it this way, I think. Do I want it that way, or do I want it? I don't know. We're going to play around with it. We're going to play around with it, okay? So just hold, please.
I feel like it needs to be, you need to put the bottom part at the top, but still have it facing the same way. It's like fatter at the bottom of the moon, and that's why I think it looks weird.
What do you mean? So this is fatter on this side, so it needs to be, what are you saying?
Flip it both. Okay, now flip it again. Flip it like horizontal once and flip it vertical once. And then flip it. I need it.
That's back to where we were. Like that? That side or that side?
That side looks better to me, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're going to play around with it. We're going to play around, okay? But if you look, let's go overhead. This one is on this side, and I'm creating a sister canvas. So I want the moon to be in this corner. So that would be right. But now it's just placing my words where I want them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this needs to be on a different line, and then we need to advance ungrouped lines to the stars that listen.
Like kind of hug it in.
Yeah, I think the needs to be on the same word as and. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the here, take out the here. Burp. And the dreams that are answered, and bring this down like this. Scooch it more like that.
It looks upside down. It looks upside down. The moon looks like upside down.
Okay. So let's do this, this.
And then rotate it that way.
Like that?
I think.
You feeling better about it?
It's delayed for me. But from here, that looks better in my opinion.
Okay, I like.
Do you think so?
I like.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have kind of placed it where we want it, and that's the cool thing is ungrouping to lines gives you the chance to really move things around, because I didn't want everything to be like this. Like, I don't like how everything's straight on here. I like filling up space and moving like lines separate and staggering lines. And that's just a personal preference.
It's just like fun for your eyes to read and follow, I think.
Yeah, and I need to put a period there, okay? So we're leaving as is. Now what we need to do is we need to select all of our text here, because if we don't select it and we don't combine it, when we go to make it, it's all gonna be separate. So because we have ungrouped to lines, you can see here on the layers panel that they're all separate layers, okay? Now what we need to do is we need to bring them back together. Now that we have them exactly where we want them, we need to come down here to combine and unite them all back together. And now you can see they all come to one layer. So now we know once we send it to Design Space, it's going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like, do we want it angled the same way like this, but just different sides?
Well, somebody said you should just use stars. But we need to teach you guys how to layer this moon. That's the most important part of this tutorial, other than the reverse canvas. I feel like layering the different colors is like the key here.
Okay.
I like it down there better, personally. And you can like stagger them when you hang them.
Yeah.
You know? Like if you hung them up, just stagger them. Yeah.
But like also looking at these two together, imagine a moon being in this corner, like the two bottom corners.
Yeah.
Okay. Personal preference, guys.
Exactly.
Personal preference. You guys can make it however you want. This is how we're going to do it today. Anne says, why not attach? What's the difference? Great question. Let me show you. So let's go back to where we united. Let's go ahead, undo unite, and let's attach them. So now we have attached them. We're going to go to make it. La da 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 da. Give it a second. Not there. Attach will do the same thing. So I just wanted to show you guys that attach will do the same thing, but I'm done with this, so I do like to just go ahead and combine it. I don't know. It's just, once again, it's a personal preference.
Right.
Whichever one you want to do. If you want to attach or if you want to combine, both of them works. So either one. Now that we have it exactly where we want it, I no longer need the background, our tan color, so I'm gonna delete that, and I'm actually gonna come over here on, okay, Design Space. Why are we not moving? Oh, now it decided
there
to
it goes.
move. I'm gonna go ahead and hide this, both of these. so that we can go ahead and cut. And I actually think that was just a smidgen bigger. Beautiful. Okay, so now once we've done that, we are going to make it. Now I'm not attaching the moon to the words. And the reason being is because they're not gonna be cut out of the same, actually, we can cut the same. Let's go back. Because I do want to do, we're gonna hit the arrow down, and the little stars, these guys right here, we are actually going to be, that is gonna be cut out of navy blue, and the words are also gonna be cut out of navy blue. Because that's what she's done on here.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do to help us keep it more centered is we are going to take the stars portion, and with the shift key held down, we are going to select the words, and we are going to, you can either attach or combine, but we are going, are you kidding me? Oh, it was because it was grouped. Okay, first of all, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna ungroup these, okay? We're gonna ungroup. Then with the stars and the words, we're going to attach. Now you see nothing changes, they're the same color, but once we go to the make it screen, our words and our stars are gonna be together, not that one, but you see how the words and the stars are gonna be together, so we can lay these down first and then layer our little gold stars and our swirling dervishes. That's what I'm gonna call them.
Swirling dervishes.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, okay.
Okay. No, we're gonna attach those all together. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mirror every single, can't think, matte mirror, because we're using HTV. Changing it from 12 to 24 to 12 to 12. Literally hate that part, but okay. And mirroring everything. Beautiful. So, after we've done that, I'm going to cut the words and these stars out first, because that's going to be our first layer. So we're gonna go to continue. I'm gonna move this out of the way, bring in our mats.
Have y'all been noticing the layers panel is a little weird lately in Design Space, or is it just me? It's been like hiding my layers. I don't want it to hide them unless I tell it to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, so like if something's grouped together, it won't show you all of the different groups.
No. It gets on my nerves.
Because you have to push the down arrow.
Yeah, you gotta like go and click
I know.
it. I just want it to be how it always is. I just want to be able to see it, you know?
I know. Oh, there it is. First of all, let's move this bad boy out of the way. Okay, I'm just burnishing that down. We are going to be using Everyday Iron-On cut setting.
Griffmodo says you are a star. Griffmodo is my husband.
Griffmodo, you missed it earlier. I think I'm gonna do what's supposed to be the yellow, like shiny stars in this rose gold color.
Yeah,
and the swirly dirds.
That name.
Okay, do you want to know where I got the word swirling dervish?
Yeah.
Asher is obsessed and has a paper airplane book, and we do paper airplanes, and one of the paper airplanes is called a swerving dervish.
I'm gonna be. Okay, let's see. That's funny.
Okay, I'm trying to find my cut lines so that I can cut away the excess. I wish I could tell you guys exactly how many times I've used a true control knife and cut through my design from me doing this. Number one.
In Canva, you can add an outline to things, but you can't create like a separate layer offset, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll say this. There are ways to do it.
Yes.
Is that Angela that was asking that?
The Canva question,
Angela, just message me. Email us at hi@makersgonnalearn, and I'll send you a little tutorial on that. If you're trying to make something, I can help you.
A little tutorial.
A tutorial.
Okay.
Someone's asking about the Lock Lick by HTV Ront. No, I don't think it'll be a competition to Cricut.
The what?
The Lock Lick. I think it's the new cutting machine from HTV Ront. Am I right?
I don't know.
I don't think many things hold a candle to Cricut. in terms of their machines.
Let's talk openly here with each other, and let's talk about, because we have had quite a few people that are looking at other machines, and if you want me to be completely honest with you guys, I feel like there are lots of people out there who have tried to compete with Cricut with cutting machines. I think there is one brand that has probably come the closest to actually making a dent in like Cricut, and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that's Silhouette.
Me too.
Just my personal opinion.
It's like Cricut and then Silhouette.
Right.
Pretty much.
Now, I did see some people have purchased the StarCraft machine. The Caesar machine is not a bad machine.
The Caesar machine is, the machine
is great. And I know that everybody has, like, software is expensive, period. Like, purchasing, like, creating software takes so much time and so much energy. And I'm not saying that in the future that Caesar's software won't be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying, as far as user friendliness and beginners, if you do not have a design degree, it's just, Cricut is just very user friendly, like beginner friendly. Okay, now when you are weeding letters this thin, you cannot just come in here all willy-nilly like and be jerking it off. Anyway, what I'm saying, what I was getting at, guys, is there is a chance that you might pull the vinyl up and stretch it.
Okay.
I'm trying to weed all these little things out. I'm sorry, guys. It's just so many little tiny pieces right through here. Mm-hmm. It's like getting on my nerves a little bit. Okay. It's about to be good enough. Oh, no. Let me get that tea. Okay. Okay, guys. First part done. Here's the little stars. And then we're going to put this guy on here. Let's make sure that it fits over here. Oh, here. Edit goes over to, it goes over to this. Okay, once again, trying to find where the stars are and not cut any of them off, but also cut the excess of, oh good, okay. Okay. Oh, there's a little tiny one right there. Okay. This is the one part that is just not my favorite because you all know that I don't like to waste material. So, like, I feel like I have to try. You know what? We're just doing it across there. Okay. Good deal. Good deal, Lucille.
I think Brooks was watching the live because he said HR is going to have to talk to us.
Is he HR? Cutting off the last little bit. We're going to weed this out. Beautiful. And then we're going to start layering, guys. Are you about ready to layer?
Yes. Well, heck for.
The more you know. I mean, I say that. They did back in the day.
Other stuff.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because this looks wild and crazy, so it's hard for me to remember exactly what it looks like. So I like to go back to Design Space and kind of get an idea where everything is supposed to be. So like I know that these two dots, I know that the dots are the top and bottom of the moon. So we're gonna lay this down first and then we'll come back in with this and then fill in the stars, okay?
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And I feel like waiting to put the frame on is really helpful too.
Yes.
Especially if you start getting close to the edges and things
because
like
the thing is you can put this frame in here and double check where you want it to go. which is a good rule of thumb. So I actually want it to be more down here. And let's bring in our sister frame and see where exactly we want it. I think right there will be good. Beautiful. Okay.
Gorgeous.
It's still not right. This would also be something good for you to keep one and like give your best friend the second one.
Oh, friendship canvases.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're doing this on a heat setting of 2, and we're just coming in and adding our HTV.
Love it. Love it. Now, if you guys have ever tried to stick adhesive vinyl to a canvas like this, not as much luck. Not as much luck. HTV does so well on canvases. I feel like adhesive vinyl is just so hard. You can stick down adhesive vinyl to canvas, but it's just not as well adhered. So HTV is always a safe bet.
Okay, so now we want to place
Next layer.
our next layer, which should be fit just about in here. So pretty much what you're looking for with this one is you just want to make sure that none of the pieces are touching. So for example, this one, we know that this needs to go on the top and these two have to go on the outside of this star. But what you really want to do is come back through here and make sure no other pieces are touching. And you can see I have a dot right here that is touching this little swirl guy. So I'm just going to bring it over just a tad and maybe even up just a tad, about like that. Beautiful. So you just want to make sure that all of these swirls are not touching each other. Now, if you want to, you need to keep this and you can lay this back down to cover all of the other HTV to make sure that it stays down and it's not touched by the iron. So now we're just going to come through here and lay all these pieces down. All these pieces. Was that right? Yeah, that's right. Sounds right. Okay. So once all of that is down, we're just going to pull this back. Oh, obviously I didn't get that one enough heat. Once again, just be slow pulling up your HTV to make sure everything gets stuck down really well. Beautiful and gorgeous. Look at that.
Love it.
And I'm really loving this because these are kind of, other than the rose gold that we're bringing in here, these are a little bit more manly. Like this looks more manly, and this is what Reese said back to Farah. Oh. So Farah said this one. Oh. Farah said to the people who look at the stars and wish, and then Reese responded.
Oh. So wait, is it a love story?
Yes.
I'm only like 2 chapters in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not even 2 chapters in. I just started while I was cleaning my bedroom this weekend.
You've not met Tamlin yet.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Beautiful. I love it. I am going to be obsessed watching this play out for Alicia.
Yes. If I can stay committed.
You better.
Gabriel, you don't have to worry about overheating the vinyl as you layer. We're not like holding heat on one spot for too long, so it's totally fine. And it's cooling down in between the layers too. So you're heating one up, it's cooling down, and then you're gonna keep adding the other layers. So it's not a big deal.
And then this one.
It looks so good overhead. I love it.
We're just laying where to fill in all of the spots. And then I'm also going to bring this in and just kind of use it as necessary. Like these pieces are already covered, so I'm okay there. But like when you get toward the edge, you may want to like lay this down and cover that to make sure you get everything. Oh no.
But
and there we go.
Yeah. Cute.
I love
I wonder if you can capture the shimmer if you like.
Let me get it put on the frame first.
Okay.
So now to put it on the frame, of course, all you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it upside down. Now, we had it placed there exactly where we want it, so I'm just gonna flip it, and what I like to do is staple all along one side. You're gonna stretch it to the other side and then staple the other side, and then I do the tops and the bottoms, just so I can get a good feel for where it's gonna be on the canvas. Okay, so now that I've got it on that side, I'm going to pull it this way in the middle right here. Oh no. What in the world? There we go. Then I'm gonna pull this side up to this corner probably. We'll pull this side down this way.
Everyone's loving that they like complement each other, like in a masculine and feminine way.
I know.
I didn't realize that it was male, female, but like now I love it. Kristen says, is it because of using the mini that you don't have to worry about doing the tack down method like you would if you're using a full heat press? I don't tack my stuff down unless I'm worried about it moving, and where the HTV transfer tape is sticky, I don't normally even have to worry about it. There's very few projects that I actually like tack down before I fully press it.
Yeah.
I feel like I did it the other day for something. I was doing a puff vinyl and regular vinyl shirt the other day for a friend, and I feel like I had to tack down for that for some reason. But normally you don't even have to do that.
Now, this is why it's very important to staple your canvas before you nail it down or staple it down, is because trying to stretch like that tiny portion right there, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna work. So utilize that extra before cutting it off, because I just like to come back in here, cut this off, see where I might need to tack it down some more. And if you can, try your best to get your staples closer to the inside. That way you have more room to cut on the outside. And then we're just going to cut this excess off like this.
Beauty.
And then decide where we want to, like right here, I think could use like another quick little, nope, not that quick little staple. We're gonna get another one up there. I think we could use one there. I feel like right there we could use one. And ta-da!
Beautiful.
Look!
I love it. Gorgina, that looks so good.
Georgina Bobina.
Okay, love it. Are you kidding me?
Even after the mishap.
Even after the mishap, like, you can still make it happen. Don't give up. This is Lauren's message to the world. Never give up.
Never give up. Never back down.
Here, let me see this one. Okay, you say, we're gonna recite. Okay, you be, what's her name?
Sarah.
What's my
Sarah,
name?
darling.
Wait, what's my name?
Resand.
Resand?
Well, they call him Reese.
Reese, okay.
But Resand.
Okay, I'm ready.
To the people who look at the stars and wish.
And today we're going to be doing another paper craft.
Yes, but today we are taking trash and turning it into treasure, which makes my thrifting heart so
mine too.
happy.
I love it.
As crafters, we have to a lot of times we will just take what we have and turn it into something beautiful, and we truly are taking packaging, trash that you would normally throw in the trash, and we're turning it into something beautiful. And
Yes.
I really think you all are gonna love this.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we've been talking, and we do this at boot camp. Like, we will be like, which one do you think is going to be the best? Like, which one do you think is going to perform the best? And like, which one are they going to go crazy over? This is a top contender. And I think it's because you all love to reuse, and like, it's a kind of that like innovative feeling. You feel like you're getting really the most bang for your buck. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you guys are ready, because I just think this is the coolest thing ever. Let's go overhead. I'm going to show you what we're making first. So if you didn't see it in the thumbnail, we're making this adorable. First of all, it's a sunflower. Okay, I'm obsessed. I love a sunflower.
So cute.
I know, it's adorable. So we've got a sunflower, and then we've got our little raisinets in here. So I've got some raisinets here. We've got some M&Ms, because I thought we could do M&Ms in there. But we are going to be cutting this out of cardstock, and then we're going to be assembling it, and then we're going to add this plastic piece. Now, if you saw the preview of the video on the thumbnail, it said made out of trash, question mark, exclamation point. And this is what is happening here. So if you guys have ever stopped at the Dollar Tree, you know they have the Crafter Square brand of craft items. I want to show you all how cool this is. We're taking this, so we're taking this double-sided tape, which we've linked for you all. And look, we're gonna flip her over. We're gonna trim off all the pieces that we don't need, and that's gonna be our middle piece. So you're getting this, and you're getting double-sided tape that you can use for other projects.
I mean, you can't beat it, because you're
So
buying,
cool.
you're buying a craft supply,
Yes.
and you're taking the trash and turning it into a craft.
It's so cool.
And you could even use the double-sided adhesive for this craft.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, you can't beat it.
You really can't. So anyways, you're gonna need that double-sided tape. You're gonna need some candy. Now you can do whatever candy, just think about the size of it. You're not gonna wanna do anything like super big. You could even do like little Skittles or mini M&Ms. Also, have you guys seen the little Skittles in the tube, like the mini M&Ms? Have you seen them?
No, they have mini Skittles?
Yeah, they're called little Skittles.
That's so cute, little Skittles.
So anyways, also the back.
You could do a cute little, like, just regular flower with like a yellow center and do jelly beans.
Like do colorfuls, because really this is a sunflower, but you could do different colors and it would look like a dahlia or another flower. So very cute, lots of different options here, and y'all know we like to encourage you to use what you have. So if you don't have yellow and brown, use whatever other colors you have that make sense to you, that you think will look pretty, and I think it's going to turn out good no matter what. So you're going to need just a few little things. This is the Precision Craft Glue. Now, Ashley Falco came and visited us a few weeks ago. She helped Super Tight come up with this glue formula, this bottle, and all that. And so we have been kind of married to this glue. So this is just a good paper craft glue. And Sadie, are we super zoomed in, or are we good? Okay, because I zoomed us in earlier. So this is just a precision tip glue. The brand is Super Tight. Now, you can use whatever glue that you've got, like hot glue would work for this one. You could use double-sided adhesive. You know, we just bought some double-sided tape. You could use that. I don't know that Elmer's glue would be the best.
No.
Maybe a glue stick.
Yeah.
A glue stick would be okay.
Possibly.
The reason I say Elmer's glue would be like a no for me is because sometimes when you use those like liquidy Elmer's glues, it will shrivel your paper up.
Yes.
And then we just don't want that. That's like a no-no. So anyways, use whatever paper glue. The Barely Art brand is really good. Lots of people use that. And then I've got the Ashley Falco paper here. We're going to be using a brown and a yellow.
Oh, one thing I did see that you have forgot about.
What?
I will go grab it.
Okay.
The foam pad to use to lay the paper on.
I literally walked out there to grab that earlier.
I'll get it.
Okay. So I've got yellow and blue cardstock. This is what I would consider a medium cardstock, and this is the Celebration Warehouse Ashley Falco brand cardstock that we swear by. Lynn, if you're looking for the MGL Facebook link and you're a member, go log in, and then you can go to your dashboard and select Facebook group, and it's right there. I've got a standard grip mat here. Now, when you're working with paper, and you heard us talk about this earlier in the week, typically you're going to want to use a light grip mat. Thank you. But we're using a well-loved standard grip mat. So sometimes you'll see me and Lauren and Tina grab standard grip mats for paper projects, but only a well-loved standard grip. So if this was brand new, it would be way too sticky for paper, and the paper would actually stick to the mat. But we've used this a ton. You can even tell, like, put tape on here. It's not the cleanest, but it's like the right tack. And a lot of times we will fill our mats, and that's how we pick which one we're going to use. I'm just being really honest with you all. That's kind of how we do it. But this mat is perfect for what we need. If you got a light grip mat, I would recommend using that though.
Is there a link for the glue that we're using?
I'm not sure if Mary Catherine used it. I'm sure she linked glue. I just don't know if she linked that glue. I would have to look at it. So we've got these right here. Now, if you don't know what these are for fondant. And so they look kind of crazy, but I want to show you all this flower. So do you see how all of the petals are kind of curled up? We use these to get that effect, and Ashley taught us that as well.
Yep.
So I was like, my mind is blown. That's crazy. Now these are from Amazon. So
They're
these
just fondant tools. Did you tell them that?
Yes,
Okay.
they're just fondant tools. These are these have some weight. Like they're thick, they're heavy. This is like a silicone gripper on them. But did you know the Dollar Tree in the cake decorating area has the same thing? Look, right here. You can use that. Honestly, you could use this little one and you could use this one too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you've got a Dollar Tree, you're going to be going to get some other supplies. Just grab you one of these if they have it. It is a cake decorating tool set, but listen, like we said, we're being resourceful.
Yep.
We're being resourceful. So use what you can get your hands on today so you can get this craft made. Now, you do need a mat, some type of like rubber mat or like something that has a little give to it.
Now I brought
This is our heat pad mat.
Yeah,
right?
so that black mat is the one that came with our heat press, but I did also bring the Cricut mat because I feel like most of you all are gonna have the Cricut mat.
Yeah.
We tried both of them. The Cricut mat will work because it does have some give to it. If you have it, use it, it will work.
Yes.
We found that the rubber mat though that came off of our heat press gave us enough give, but also enough stability.
Yeah.
That it worked the best. So that's why I brought both of those in here so you all can see the two options.
And you can use like a mouse pad if you've got a mouse pad. They even have special pads that you can purchase.
You could, they do have pads you can purchase, but you could double up a mouse pad and it would be perfect.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be like the perfect amount. So anyways, that's all the supplies that you need. So what we're gonna do first, let's hop into the supplies that you all need. So if you're here and this is your first time here this week, then you probably haven't signed up for boot camp. So if you're wanting to sign up, Sadie's gonna drop the link in there for you. It's got little camping, little tent emoji. Click that link. You can just give us your email and we're gonna send you all the files and everything, and you're gonna get access to this page that I'm on right now. So I'm gonna just scroll down. We've done day 1. Day 2 was our Stanley toppers. This was intricate cuts yesterday. And then today we are working on this Dollar Tree DIY shaker card, okay? And I actually decided last minute that we're gonna add, if we can go overhead, I'm gonna add a little saying back here, and you guys are gonna love the saying I picked. I made it up.
Are you using it?
Oh yeah, I'm using it. I'm using
I
it.
liked it.
We're gonna add a little saying on the back. I think that'll be cute, and that way it's like more of a card because there's no writing on it, but I just feel like it'd be fun to have some type of sentiment on the back of there. So anyways, this is the card we're making, and then you can see right here, we've got all of the supplies that we just talked about. So you're not gonna need a whole lot. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the craft. So your cut file that you're gonna need is right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and click that file, okay? And this is what it's gonna look like whenever you open it, okay? We're gonna hit download. And then it's gonna pop up here into a zip folder. If you don't see it pop up here, check your downloads folder, and then you should be able to search sunflower-with-center and it'll pop up if you can't see it directly. And sometimes it saves to your desktop too, so just keep an eye out. And then what we're gonna do is open up Cricut, okay? I was playing around this morning, let's delete that. And then I'm gonna go to upload. Over here on the left side is where we have our upload, okay? And then we're gonna go to upload image, all right? Now, we're at our upload page. Let's open up our Finder again so you can see this is where it downloaded. If for some reason you can't find it, just open up your search, or what do they call it on PC? Like the home, where you hit
like
home. The start.
Start.
Yeah, open up your start menu and go to your downloads and then find it. Now, you don't need to like double click on this or anything. All I'm gonna do is click and drag and just, it pops right into Design Space. It's as easy as that, y'all. So easy. And then you're gonna hit upload. Now, it's in Design Space, but we want to add it to our canvas. So all you need to do is select the image, and you'll see it pop up right down here. If you accidentally select the wrong one, you can X off of it, and it'll get rid of it. Like if I accidentally selected this one, and I was like, oops.
Select multiple.
Yeah, if you selected too many, and you were like, oh crap, I only need the sunflower. Yeah, you can just delete these. So easy. So, and then you're just going to hit add to canvas. Okay, so we've got our sunflower in here. Let's zoom in, okay? Let's just get up close and personal. Now, this one is pretty much fit to the circular piece that we're using. If you're feeling frisky and you're getting really crafty on your own, you may need to resize the middle of your flower. So if you're using like, in my brain, I was thinking, oh, I could use one of the half of the Christmas ornament domes. You know how we like use those double-sided Christmas ornaments? You could use something like that and do like a dome sunflower. Or if you just got something else that you want to use here that's circular, you may need to resize it. So I want to show you all how you can do that. But if you're using that Crafter's Square double-sided tape plastic piece, like you don't really need to resize it. Okay. So when you pull in this paper image, this SVG, it's going to be grouped together. And the reason I know that is because when I click on different elements, it's got one bounding box. And then over here, I have a layer with multiple sub layers underneath it. So they're kind of to the side of this layer. Okay. That's how I know. And then another way to know is when I hover over this ungroup and group button, it's going to say ungroup, meaning it's already grouped. So what we're gonna do first is ungroup, okay? Now, look how the layers panel changed. Now we just have the 6 individual layers, okay? So what we're gonna do next, you can see I can pull all these pieces apart and nothing else needs to be resized. Now, if you were wanting to do something smaller, you can obviously do that, but y'all, these are usually paper projects are already sized to what they need to be, okay?
We try to make sure that they are sized so they're just a pull in and cut kind of situation.
Absolutely. Sandy asked if we have other flower paper crafts. Sandy, we're about to blow your mind. We have so many. If you get on our website, if you're not a member yet, I want to encourage you to go to our website and just type in like 3D flower.
This one and the orchid are my 2 favorites.
The orchid,
that we've done.
And I think the orchid's inside the membership now. Because it was a boot camp that we pulled off the channel.
It is.
So when you become a member, you get access to some of those projects that we've done. We did Forget-Me-Nots. We did for Make-a-thon this year. We did the photo flower picture holder. So we love a flower paper project.
Yeah.
Don't put it past us. So now, this is the only piece that we would want to resize. We may have to manually adjust this one a little bit.
You would have to adjust all 3.
Right.
You would have to adjust everything.
Well, so that's what I was going to say though. So if you have a centerpiece that's just a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, you don't necessarily have to adjust the flowers. Typically with paper projects, I would say adjust everything all together. You never want to move anything without moving the rest of the SVG. But like this one, let's say for instance, this piece right here, like you just needed it to be like a hair smaller. And then you would want to manually adjust this one so it kind of was proportional. You don't really have to adjust the flower as much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't be having to adjust these a whole lot. So I'm just gonna undo all that because it was already sized to what I needed it to be.
But what I think we need to do, and correct me if you think I'm wrong,
Okay.
is show them how they could get the measurements of something,
Absolutely.
like get the measurements of what
Yes.
we're using and then adjust that accordingly.
Yes, okay. So let's say that I'm gonna put this green mat. Actually, let's put this pink paper under here. Tell me if y'all can see this better. Can y'all see that? Okay, cool. So let's say we hadn't measured this piece out. We just got this SVG and we thought, oh, I'm gonna use this little clear piece for my raisinets. What you're gonna need to do is measure the portion that's gonna be showing. So we're not actually gonna be using this outside portion, and honestly, let's just go ahead and cut it off. So we only need this raised portion in the middle and then the lip around the edge. I don't even technically need this edge. So what I'm gonna do is come around here and cut that off. Okay, you do want to keep a little bit of that lip because we need something to attach it to our cardstock. So I'm just gonna go all the way around. Okay, and you're gonna be left with something like this. So you can see it's raised and it has the edge still, so we can actually attach it. Okay, and then what you're gonna wanna do is measure this raised area. Okay, that's the piece that we want poking through the top. We don't want this part showing, we only want this part showing. So we're gonna measure this, okay? So this is like 2.75. It's 2.75, okay. I'm just double checking. Measure twice, 3 times if you're feeling crazy.
Yep.
Measure twice, cut once. So now let's go back into Design Space. So this square or this circle right here, you can't really know what the measurement of this inner circle is. So what I would do is I would go to my basic shapes and I'm gonna just get a circle, okay? What I'm gonna do is change the measurements of this circle to the measurements of the circle we just measured. So I'm gonna make it 2.75. Okay, so we know this is exactly the size of our little plastic piece. Now look, if we put it in there, it fits.
It fits.
It fits. So now you would see that lip a little bit right there, but it's clear, so it's not really that important. Now if you wanted to, you could technically shrink this down a little bit.
Now I don't think you could.
Technically.
I think if you were resizing, number one, you have to measure.
Yes.
But I would still want my sunflower, the middle part, that part, I truly think that having a little bit of wiggle room, so having that, let's call it a 1/4 inch. It's not even a 1/4 inch, really.
It's barely, y'all.
It's probably more like an 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
You want to see a little bit of white between what you measured, the circle you brought in, and that brown piece.
Yes.
Because that's going to ensure if the
Like if
plastic
it's
piece is
tapered.
tapered. Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth.
I think it is a little bit on, like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's like just barely
tapered out.
Yeah.
But that will give you some wiggle room just in case it is.
And y'all, if you're unsure and you're like, I don't want to cut this whole project out because I don't know if it's sized right, you can just cut out that center piece. So let me show you how you would do that. If you were really unsure about your measurements and you're like, I don't know if I want to cut everything out, all you have to do, y'all, is go over here and hide everything. Just hide all your layers that you don't want to cut out. And look, you could just cut that. And then you can fit it over top of your piece. Okay, so we've got everything that we need in Design Space. All right, let's carry on. We don't need to do anything else here. So what we're gonna do next, I did hide my little circle that we use for measurement. Just hide it, you don't need it anymore. And then we're gonna go to Make It. I am using an Explore 3 today. And you can see here, our mats defaulted to 12 by 24. I love that for us. If your mat does that, I just like to go and change it because look, it's trying to tell me to cut. And I don't have 24-inch yellow cardstock. I just don't have it. I'm gonna change that to 12. So these all went to 12. Perfect. That's
Perfect. So now we're gonna go to continue, and then it's gonna load, and we are going to browse all materials. Now I already have medium cardstock here, but if you don't and you're looking for it, because that's the cut setting we would use, you'd hit browse all materials and just type in medium cardstock, okay? And then hit done. Now, you're gonna keep it on default pressure. We're gonna use a fine point blade. If you've been using your machine a lot lately, I do recommend a fresh blade for paper projects because it will tear your project up sometimes. But yeah, so we're starting with our brown. So I'm just gonna put this on here and get my burnishing tool. And we're just gonna flatten this out. Let me move all this over here. Okay, and now we're gonna load this into our machine. Beautiful. It's gonna measure the mat. And we're gonna cut it.
Oh yeah. Kathy asked us, what about the words?
Oh, we'll go back and add the words.
Okay.
We can go back and add the words here in just a minute. Honestly, did you guys know, I'm gonna hit go on this. Did y'all know that you can open up multiple pages of your Cricut? Like, let's go File, New Window. Looky here. I can work on stuff while this is doing what it's needing to do.
Yes.
So I'm wanting to put a little card on the back of my sunflower. So let's just open this one and hit customize, or we can just start a new project. And I'm gonna measure the back of this sunflower that we already have. So y'all will kind of know how big you need it to be. So you're gonna wanna measure the back of it. So 3.5, maybe let's do 3.25. No, 3.5 will be good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a basic shape, just a circle, and we're gonna change that to 3.5.
So
we're gonna be using this little circle, and I'm gonna change it to pink because we're gonna be writing it on pink. I'm doing like a hot pink, or like actually it's like a true pink, I would say. And you don't have to change it to the color. I just like, for designing purposes, I kind of like to see, that's close enough. I kind of like to see like what I'm working with. So let's zoom in here. Now, these will not, the pink and the pen are not gonna be linked in our boot camp supplies.
this is a literal last minute.
I literally decided before we go in, I was like, we need to add some type of writing element on the back of here. So what I'm gonna do is add this to the back of the card. I just made a circle that is the same size as the back of our sunflower. And I'm just going to add a text box. Now, you guys, are y'all ready to hear what I came up with? I hope you think it's funny, or else I'm gonna feel like an idiot. So what I thought, since we're putting raisinettes in there, I thought we should put the bar, ... your raisinette. Does it make sense?
I love it. You're raising the bar.
Like you're raising it. You're raising it. Or you could put like cool kids. You're raising it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Y'all can come
A barn. You're not raising.
A barn. Good thing you weren't raising it. I don't know.
Sometimes we're real dumb, guys.
Yeah, listen, sometimes our creativity comes out in really weird ways.
Yeah.
Okay,
We couldn't be songwriters.
No, we would definitely, we would get fired.
You're gonna have to put you are.
I know. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to change the font. This Cricut Sans is giving me a run for my money. Okay, so we're going to select fonts, and we're going to use system fonts. And I've already got a bunch of our sketch fonts downloaded. If you all have never used this sketch font, these are specifically for writing with your Cricut. So
they're all loving it, by the way.
Are they? Oh my gosh. See, y'all are my people. I knew that you guys would appreciate my humor. So anyways, the bar, you're raising it. That's what we're going with. And I'm just going to use the sketch font. So these are like single line fonts that
that are exclusive to Maker's Gonna Learn. And when you become a member, you get access to these. They're just in with our other fonts. So there's lots of really cute ones that you can use here. Some fonts don't have like characters, if that makes sense. Like they won't have the dots or the...
Also, I don't think that's how you spell raisinette. Oh yeah, it is. It's right there. For
R-A-I.
some reason, I thought it was 2 T's and another E.
I thought it was 2, like
yeah, like a, who are the Rockettes?
The Rockettes.
The Rockettes.
That would be E-T-T-E.
I couldn't think of it. The Rockettes.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Okay.
Listen, my grandfather loved the Rockettes.
Oh, I did.
They're still a thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we need to go see them.
To New York.
Yeah, me neither. I've never been to New York. Oh, the bar, question mark, you're raising it. Okay, Aaliyah, you're helping me out here.
I love it.
Let's do it. I like the question mark
Kathy said
better.
the same thing. Should it not be? But no, on the package, it is spelled like
Look,
it is on.
this is proof, everybody. Raisinets. Here it is. This is your proof. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like this. The bar, you're raisinette, because I want it to say raisinets. And then I'm just going to select both of these, and we're going to align and center because I need it to be in the perfectly center.
Kimberly said they must be boy raisins. LOL.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hey, we can be friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got both layers selected. And now when you're writing with your Cricut, here's a little extra tutorial for you guys today. If you've never written with your Cricut, you need to attach your writing to whatever piece you're cutting out. And so right now, first of all, our words are set to basic cut. Our Cricut thinks that we want to cut this font out of this circle. We do not want to do that. So you need to select it in your layers panel, come over here to operation, and we're going to select pen.
Okay, one other thing before we get started, or before we keep going, we have had so many people ask us, what font is that? We have sketch fonts on our website.
Let me just show them.
Yeah, show them the sketch fonts on our website. And actually, since we said we were giving away fonts and files and everything for boot camp, we'll just go ahead and add this font. I think, why not?
Yeah, let's
go
add
ahead
it.
and add this font to the supply list. It's gonna have to be probably after the live, unless Sin, shout out Sin, if you can add that to the
Sin, where you at?
She's here. She's been commenting.
Oh,
if you
okay,
could
cool.
add that to the boot camp page, that would be great. But Cricut Access has writing fonts, and so when we realized that they had writing fonts, but like there's no other way, we just decided to create some sketch fonts. So
Yeah,
these
look.
are monoline, single line sketch fonts.
These are just so good. They're so cute. You can use these. We use these for one of our venture projects to make like a giant card. You can use these for so many different things. And all you need, you can use Crayola markers in the Cricut. Did you know that? You can use Cricut brand markers. Listen, get crazy, get creative. And there's so many. Look, y'all, there's 2 whole pages, and that's a lot. So lots of different options here. There's even script, so you can use those. And then now, Sin's asking, we want to add Artsy Amy sketch font to our zip folder for you guys. So y'all are going to be able to get this font, this little bonus from me and Lauren today.
Bonus, we're giving you another sketch font.
Yes. So make sure that you change this to the pen operation, and it'll say draw on your layers panel. Okay, and then we're going to select both layers, so the circle and the words, and we're going to attach them. This is the only way that Cricut knows that that is where you want your writing. Okay, so now I can hide my sunflower because we don't need it. We don't need that anymore. And then we can actually cut and draw all this out. So I'm just going to go make it from here. We'll get back to the sunflower here in a second, but while we're over here, we'll go ahead and cut out our little circle, and we want to change it to a 12 by 12 mat. Okay, so here's our little pieces. Okay, now we're going to do our writing. So I've got my pink cardstock here. You can use whatever color you think complements your sunflower. If you're doing different colors on your flower, just do a complementary color. Okay. And then we are using, why is it saying it can't connect? Rude. Okay, make sure my cords are plugged in. And then, what?
Why is it saying that?
What?
It doesn't want to connect to my Explorer. Maybe because I have another,
You have another cut.
so you need to hit,
Done.
Yeah.
You have to hit done on this one.
Yeah, we'll
and then
back
you'll
out
go
of
back
this.
to your other window.
Yeah. Give me a second. She's hiding.
There it is. Now,
Okay.
refresh it. So you can't cut. So this is the thing. People were asking, how did you do that? You can't cut when two windows are open. You can design in one window, cut in another. So you can be cutting one thing in one window, open a new window, design in it, but you can't connect to your machine until you hit done or cancel the cut from the first tab.
Yeah, and unless you have more than one machine going, which some people
Yes.
get crazy and do that.
I mean, I've seen
Talking to you,
people
Ashley.
have 5, 6 machines going at one time and all connected Bluetooth to different machines.
It's next level.
That is next level.
Like, it hurts my brain. So 2 screens is the most I can do. Now we're gonna do this on medium cardstock, and look, Cricut's gonna tell us exactly what to do. It's gonna tell me to load my black pen in the clamp A and my fine point in the clamp B. So I brought in a black pen, and y'all, if the pen fits, it ships.
Yep.
If you can put the pen in here, you can use it. And all you have to do is open that clamp, and you're gonna push this in. Listen, everybody be quiet. Did you hear that? That
Everybody
was
quiet.
paid actor. That was a paid actor right there.
It really was. That was extremely loud.
It was like louder than normal.
It was louder than normal.
It was like, let me just show off.
let me show up and show out for our boot camp people.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so fine point blade, pen. Now we're just gonna load this in. Oh my gosh. Raise your hand if you've never seen a Cricut write before, because you're about to get your mind blown. I just feel like this is like
I know.
so fun. My little circle, see, and then it's gonna fit right back there. That's so cute. I'm obsessed.
Okay, put the cap back on the pen because the last time okay, good. The last time I wrote with a Cricut, I left it in there and dried the pen out.
Listen, I do be doing that too. It's okay.
Listen, Linda.
I do. Listen, Linda. Okay, I'm gonna go back to our sunflower and we're gonna cut it out. Okay. So, we're only need. I've already cut out 3 because I didn't want. It kind of takes a while. Let me make sure I'm cutting the right layer. So, there's 4 layers of flowers. Let me move this mat. Well, there's 4 layers of flowers. So, and they're all kind of different sizes. And we're going to be assembling them kind of staggered like so. Okay, give it like that realistic effect. But I want to cut, oh, I thought there was 4 layers. Where's my 4th layer? Am I tripping? Let's go back. Oh, I hid one on accident. I was like, I know there's 4 layers. I know. So there's 2 big ones and then 2 small ones.
How can you tell the difference?
That one goes out a little past the 11. That one goes a little
That's smaller.
a little smaller than the 11. That one goes
That
a
one's
little
even smaller.
past the 10.
And the smallest. Okay, so
That's
the first
one I
is
need.
the biggest. You need the smallest.
Yeah, I need the little BB.
The BB.
The BB. So we're gonna hit continue, and I'm gonna put my yellow cardstock on here.
Oh, Okay.
Okay, Sadie's is probably Dolly. Okay, we've got all of our pieces, and I'm just gonna cut. Whenever I paper craft, I like to have piles. I got my piles ready to go, ready to assemble. Now that one is done cutting. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start curling these petals. I think I wanna use this guy. So you need something that is squishy, has a little bit of give, not too squishy though. You want a little bit of stability. Mouse pads, doubled up are good. If you've got a Cricut heat mat, these are really good. This is our heat pad for our press.
Yeah.
And so all you're gonna do is take your little fondant tool and you're gonna push into your flour. And you don't have to be like super consistent with it, like, because it's a flour. You don't want them all going the same direction. You can kind of do some more, like if you push it down here more, it's gonna pull it up on the corner more.
So play around with it, and it does take a minute to kind of get used to. I try to do it without actually bending my paper. I like to stay in here sometimes too because you can't see if the paper accidentally creases, but then also you kind of want to like curl up your edges. Okay. We're just going to work our way around. Yeah. Okay. You could totally also, yes, our bone folders in here. If you want to take a bone folder, this is a good paper crafting tool. These are something that we go to all the time when we're working with paper crafts. It helps you do really sharp creased edges, but also it helps curl flowers. So you.
What just happened? Oh, you tore it off.
He loves me not. Don't be so aggressive. Okay, so you're just, it just popped right off. So you're just going to, first of all, hold the base of your petal.
Just kind of curl.
Yeah, you just literally, like kind of, I'm grabbing the back of the
I just watched it on the video.
It's fine. It's fine.
Somebody said a melon baller, like those little kitchen gadget tools, would be great for this.
Oh, yes. See, I love the innovation people. So I'm just holding the base with one hand. Take your dominant hand. I've got my thumb right here. I'm going to put my pointer finger behind the petal. That way it's got something to push against, and then you can curl it up. And you don't have to do every one. You don't have to do every other one either. You can do like 2 in a row and then skip one and do another. So you can see this is how we kind of create some dimension. Beautiful. And you're going to do it to all of these layers. So I'm just going to keep working, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Do y'all have any questions about anything that we've done so far? This is a good time for Q&A.
What somebody did ask what that was. Those are actually fondant tools. And at the beginning of the show, Alicia, we did find some at Dollar Tree. You can use the ones that you find at Dollar Tree. I mean, there's so many different options.
Yeah, for sure. So and honestly, y'all can take more time to do this and do it neater. I'm just wanting to get like a good variation of stuff quickly so y'all can so I can show you guys what it's going to look like all put together. All right. Don't tear your petals off. But the good thing about paper crafting is if you mess up, you can just recut. Honestly, I could probably just go without that layer, but I spent so much time curling my petals.
I know.
And like I can see a couple I want to kind of curl the tip. Gosh, Becky.
Did you break another one?
No.
Oh, did you lie?
No.
I can watch it on the video. I mean, it's behind, and I can sit here and watch.
Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I'm going to double check this because I just cut the smallest flower. That looks gigantic. No, it's right. Oh, God. I was having a freak out. I thought I didn't measure it right. Okay. And I mean, really, if you just have a bone folder and you wanted to just curl these edges up, honey, you could just go in here and curl these edges up. You don't have to do all that crazy fondant stuff. But the fondant rollers do make it look cool. So, and you get like real good with this. Like you get in a rhythm as long as you don't rip your petals off. Obviously, that's an issue. As long as you don't,
I mean, yeah.
Obviously, I have problems with that. And like I said, they don't have to be the same. Cuteness, cuteness, cute.
Everybody's saying missing petals makes it look more realistic. That's exactly right, because there's nothing perfect in nature.
That's right. Okay, and then this one, this is my smallest flower. It's gigantic. I don't know what happened. Hold on, let's move this over. This is the one we just cut. It's huge. I mean.
It's the biggest one.
Okay. I mean, y'all saw me do that, right? Y'all saw me do it. Cut the smallest one?
Did you cut the very first one?
No, I cut this one. I don't know what it is, you guys. Just whatever.
Okay.
It's fine. Cricut's just playing games on me sometimes. Okay. Here we go, people. Did anybody have any
Brenda
questions?
said you could use a pencil. That's a really good, like curling it around the pencil and just kind of working the way up.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Hey, I was thinking, we've got this mechanical
Try a weeding
pencil.
tool.
No, I'm trying to find a good roundy. What about this Cricut pen?
Yeah.
Let's say a prayer I don't rip this. I'm gonna hold the base of it. So I've got a pen here. I'm just kind of holding
It doesn't
this.
have to curl too much.
Yeah, and I'm holding it from the back of my thumb.
Oh my gosh.
That's good right there.
That's the ticket right there.
Yeah, that's money.
Money.
Money, honey. I'm gonna skip a few. We'll have some extra curly ones.
1, 2, skip a few.
99, 100. Okay, cool. That looks good. Whoever gave it, who said that? Who said to use a pencil? You get a golden
There was a couple
star.
people did. I just, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, we got all of our little pieces minus
Honestly,
a petal.
everyone's
minus one
having such great ideas today.
I know. What the
I've
heck,
seen
you
some really
guys?
good idea.
Look how much dimension
Are
we
you
have.
guys working for us now?
Are you guys? You're hired.
You're hired.
You're hired. Okay, so I've got, this is the very back piece. Now, like I said, you can use the double-sided tape that we had here. You can use your glue, whatever. I don't recommend Elmer's glue. This glue right here is really good. It's like precision tip glue. And, here it goes. This is the Super Tight brand. I don't know that this one isn't linked for you all, but we did link the double-sided adhesive, and it does not take a lot. That doesn't look like a lot, but like that's enough. That's plenty. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stack these, and I'm kind of staggering the leaves, okay? I want them to go into the windows of the other petals. And then I've got this one. Oh wait, make sure you're doing them in order. I did rip a petal, but I think when we put our brown pieces on, it's gonna cover it up. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Okay. Wow, it's Gorgina. Gorgina.
Tina,
Bobina.
this is not DAP glue. This is
Super Tight.
Super Tight.
Precision craft glue. I don't know why I said it like craft glue. Okay, and then this guy, we're gonna put right in the middle.
Did I miss something?
What?
Lindsay. I don't see it. Oh. I'm going back.
What did you, what? I'm out of the
I'm
loop.
looking for it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna add this brown piece on. You just kind of have to
Oh,
eyeball it.
snap.
I'm gonna pick out the baby Raisinets. If you're doing this for someone you don't know, wash your hands. But like, we're probably gonna eat these after. I'm gonna get a paper towel and scooch this over. Some of these, I think we use knockoff Raisinets because these are real because they're shrivelly. That's how you know. Look at them. Look at these.
Are those chocolate covered peanuts or Raisinets?
No, they're Raisinets.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're just not shriveled. So I'm just picking out the little baby ones that'll fit in here because you want this to sit flush. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you all a hack on how to flip this over too. A little fun hacky hack. Okay, one to grow them. The good thing about this project is that you're going to give somebody all the little ones and you can eat all the big ones yourself. Mm-hmm. Now, what I would do, let's move all these out of the way. Okay. I didn't know the best way to do that. Are we in the view? What I would do is take a piece of cardstock, put it on the back, flip it over. Okay, so they're on there. We're gonna remove the cardstock. You know what I didn't do? Add glue. But what you can do,
Flip it back over, add the glue.
no, I'm just gonna lift up
Okay,
these
okay.
edges and add it that way. And you're gonna have to kind of let this sit for a minute.
One for the project, one for me.
One for you, one for me. I love this precision tip glue.
Are those knockoff Raisinets? Is that why they're spelled wrong? Are they from the Dollar Tree?
No, the other ones are knockoffs though.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of hold this down for a minute. This dry, I think it even says it's got a fast dry time. It says, nope, I just made that up. I just made that up in my head. It dries translucent and strong is what it says. Oh, it's already getting tacky. So I'm just gonna kind of hold this on here for a minute.
And you don't need a lot of glue because you don't want the glue seeping into your candy.
Yeah, and it's gonna look kind of like crusty a little for there before we put this on, but then, hold on, I'm gonna keep holding this down because I want it to stay. Okay, I'm gonna eat a raisinette while we're sitting here. Okay, I've been deprived of chocolate for
Why
like
didn't
2
you
months.
open up the M&Ms?
Because I know, I'm gonna open them.
M&Ms.
I'm gonna open them when we leave. Now,
Okay.
I'm gonna take my little topper piece and put the glue on this piece rather than putting it on the flour. Go. And then I'm just gonna push. I'm gonna apply pressure all the way around. What do you guys think? That's it. Also, she's bigger. She's a big mama.
Oh, wow.
But like,
I like.
that's cute.
Did
like
you add
a
it to
pear.
the back? Your little saying?
Oh no.
Hee hee.
That was our little extra bonus. I'm worried that's not gonna stay on there. I'm gonna hold it. Oh, so I'm gonna take our the bar, you're raising it, and we're gonna put a little bit of glue, just a little. Little goes a long way with this precision glue.
Nina, what is your question? There are so many comments that type your question again, and I promise you I am watching the comments to answer your question.
We are waiting on you. Okay. Look how cute the bar. You're raising it. You're raising it. I also feel like, do you guys watch New Girl? I feel like that's a Schmidt joke. Like I feel like Schmidt from New Girl would say that and think it was hilarious. Anyways, there you go.
Today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating a super, super cute coloring page, I guess you could call it. And we're doing it out of Dollar Tree board canvases. Y'all, these canvases are so versatile for so many different reasons. I really, really think y'all are gonna love this. And in all honesty, this project is so simple. It's so simple. Y'all, it's HTV on a board canvas.
Yep.
You all are ready. I'm so excited. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about everything that we have over here on our table. It's not a lot, guys. This is what we are going to be recreating today. It is a little unicorn with the name Hadley on it. This is going to be so cute. If you were to recreate this and do like a party for your kids, grandkids, whatever, you could do dinosaurs, unicorn, princesses, and then give them their little paints and let them paint in just like a coloring sheet.
So cute.
I think it's adorable. And this is one that they can, if they're not very into painting, they can try their best to stay in the line. This is going to be very good for like hand-eye coordination. And plus, once they're done, you could even put this in their room. And I feel like that gives kids a sense of belonging, a sense of owning if they have stuff in their room that they've created. I think it really, really helps. So, we are starting off with the board canvas, so let's go overhead. Now, we have 2 different board canvases here. We'll do it on the small Dollar Tree 8x8 square board canvas. This one specifically, if you do want larger ones, these came from Hobby Lobby, but we wanted to make sure we incorporated the Dollar Tree canvases because
They probably had that size because they had lots of sizes. That was just the one size they didn't have today.
Right.
So I bet they have really large sizes and really small sizes. So you can pick up lots of different.
Yeah, they have
styles
more.
and
They have
sizes.
more sizes than just 8x8.
Yeah.
And let me show you guys if I can get this computer working. I want to show you guys a little trick when it comes to Dollar Tree. Now, I know that our friends that are international, you all are not obviously going to be able to do this because I don't think Dollar Tree does like international shipping. But if you are in the States, later, ignore tomorrow. Let's get all these off of here. Okay, so if you go to the Dollar Tree website, we're on the share screen, right? We're gonna go to the arts and crafts. So if you go to the paint supplies and then canvases, sometimes you can, some of these canvases, you can get them in smaller quantities. This one just is also, did you guys know that Dollar Tree is no longer doing Dollar Tree Plus? It's called Dollar Tree More Choices.
Oh.
It's not Dollar Tree Plus anymore. It's Dollar Tree, and then it has more choices over here. Yeah, so these are all new. These are not, I want to find something that says smaller quantities. But I mean, if you're doing this for a party,
right.
In all honesty, if you're doing it for a party, like this is a stretched canvas. Here is a board canvas. This is an 11 by 14 board canvas. I mean, 24 is that's probably maybe more than you would invite to the party, but like you're gonna need at least 10 or more of these, I would assume. These are stretched canvases. Make sure if you're doing it this way and you're ordering online that it says boards, canvas boards. You don't want the stretched canvases, you want the canvas boards, okay? So they have an 8 by 10, they have an 11 by 14. They have, this is a regular canvas, but they have the board canvas clearly in the 8 by 8 because we have it. It might be up here. Either way, there are board canvases online, and let me see if I can show you what I mean by, let me look in here, wood and metal crafts.
We did learn there are Dollar Trees in Canada. So.
Okay.
There you go. Good to know.
I swear, sometimes it says on here, and this is what's crazy, is it will change. Some things will be order in smaller quantities at one point, and then it will change in something else. But normally it's like up here in the top, like the top left corner is where it says smaller quantities. Let me go to the cups. Glassware and drinkware. Let's just try this because I'm wanting to say that maybe travel mugs, plastic, coolers and tumblers. Let's just look. I'm just curious at this point. Just curious. No, none of them are saying smaller quantities, so maybe not anymore. Anyway, either way, you can order on Dollar Tree's website. Just know you have to order in large quantities. There for a while they were doing smaller quantities. Clearly now they're not. So sorry about that. But anyway, so you're going to need your board canvas. You're going to need some HTV. We are using black just because black HTV gives the outline of like a coloring page. So we are using black HTV for this. And then finally, because we are using HTV, we are also going to need, there it is, up here on the top. Are we overhead or a mini easy press? A mini easy press. And that's it.
That's it.
That is it.
So simple.
Super, super simple. This is a great one for any Cricut beginners. If we have any beginners here, this is going to be a really, really good one for you all. And it's going to be a good refresher and a good inspiration for others. So we're just going to go here in Cricut Design Space. We are going to replace that. Okay, so we did use the font Airstream today, and it is not on our, computer. Erin says, or Kelsey says, can you use markers versus paint on these canvases? Yes, Kelsey, you can use markers on these canvases. It would be perfect with markers. It's really just a choice.
Yeah.
If markers are cleaner for your area, go with markers instead of paint. I love that idea. Love that idea. So we're gonna go back to Design Space, or we're gonna go over to the Maker's Gonna Learn website. We're not gonna go to Design Space. Maker's Gonna Learn website. First we're gonna go to our fonts, and we're gonna download Airstream, which is the font that we use today on our, for the name. Now, for those that don't know, you can choose literally any font you want for this project. You don't have to use Airstream. That's just the one that we use today. But if you are new to our website and new to our channel and you're kind of on the fence, one cool thing about our membership website that I absolutely love is the preview of the custom text. So if I know maybe I want to do a canvas for a little boy, I don't want it to be, the font to be as feminine, what I can do is just type in a name here, and now I can choose, I can look at what all of these fonts look like, which is
I love that.
my favorite.
That's so nice.
I love, like I want to find something to do with this Harlequin font. I love it. I think it's super cute, but it needs a very specific project. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's one of those fonts that I am obsessed with, but like the more I keep thinking about it, I'm like, I need a very specific project for this font. Another thing that I love is if you type in that font, even when you go to the next page, it still stays right there.
Oh, nice.
So I love that about it. But you can scroll, you can type in the name that you want, and you can scroll and you can find literally
There's so many good fonts.
any font that you want, okay?
I love it.
Now, if you know what font you want, all you have to do is type in the name. So today we are using Airstream, so I'm just gonna type in Airstream here. To download a font with Maker's Gonna Learn, what you're gonna do is click this arrow pointing down. It's going to download either up here at the top in your downloads or at the bottom somewhere down here. You're going to double click that. It's then going to open it up in your Finder or in your downloads if you're on a Mac. So once we double click that and unzip it, it should say airstream.otf. Now that is an open type font. That's what OTF stands for. To get it onto your computer, you have now downloaded it, but you have not installed it onto your computer. So the next step is you must install it onto your computer. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna double click this OTF one more time, and then it will pop up like this. Now, this is what it's gonna look like specifically if you are on a Mac. If you are on a Windows, you may have to extract. It may be you might have to right click, and at the drop down menu it says extract font. If that's the case, just click extract font and it's going to come up in your character map. On Mac, it is a font book. So either way, it's gonna look a little bit different, but both roads lead to the same outcome, and that is installing the font onto your computer. So we are going to click install font. What that's going to do is it is going to install it on our computer. However, when we go back to Design Space, if we grab a text box and we say, oh, I just installed Airstream, let me go over here to my system fonts and let me find Airstream. So we type in Airstream. Actually, we type in not Airstream. We'll type in the first part of Airstream. There are no results for Airstream. Now, all you have to do is go to save. We're going to save our project. From there, you do have to come up here to view at the very top, and we're gonna reload Design Space. What that is going to do is it's going to shut Design Space down for just a second, reload the program, and then that program is now going to be able to recognize all of the new texts that you have installed on your computer. So now when we come over here to click this text and we go to our fonts, we go over to System Fonts and we type in Airstream, and y'all, there it is. There it is. So we have our font downloaded. Now all we have to do is go back to the Maker's Gonna Learn website and go to our cut files, and now you can choose what file you want to upload for your coloring pages. Now, as you can see, there are so many good ones, especially some of these that just came out. I am obsessed with all of them. Now the unicorn font, or the unicorn file that we use today, unicorn, is, give me a second.
Karen's saying there's canvases at Five Below too.
Oh, okay.
And Gwen's
Where is
saying
the unicorn we used today?
Gwen said that Halloween projects would be good for that Harlequin font if you want to start
Yeah.
a Halloween project. Is it linked? Let's look.
Look and see if it's linked to, oh, I bet it's right here.
It-
That's it.
Yeah, we had to
That's
take
it.
We took it out of that.
JK.
Yeah.
So what we used for today
Mm-hmm.
was this 99% unicorn. Once again, to download, you're going to click that arrow pointing down, but I'm not going to stop there. I think I'm going to show you what we did today and how we got to the point that we're at. But I also want to show you some other cut files that you could use as like coloring pages, especially for like little boys. So let's go to, let's search dinosaur. Let's search dino right now. There are so many different ones you can choose from. We do have letters that are dinosaurs, so all those letters are going to pop up. An airplane would be super cute. A car.
There's a good outline airplane on here, I know. Because would you be looking for you'd be looking for an outline of
It doesn't
something?
necessarily have to be an outline. Like this
Okay.
dinosaur, we could take and make it into a. We could do it that way. We could make an outline for
Okay.
it. But one of the things that, okay, let's talk about this. So there are certain files that are going to be super, super easy just to choose and upload and be done. Okay?
That one's perfect.
Dynamite
Yeah.
would be a good one to do with this. There are going to be other files that are going to be harder. Okay? They're going to be a little harder to make it an outline, but I do want to show you, and I think I want to do it. Let me see, let me go one more, and I'm going to show you how we can make certain images outlines. It's really just going to you're just going to have to play around with the different file types, okay? Yes, Karen, these dinosaurs are super, super cute. We love these. Okay. Here is a really good outline dinosaur, Brothersaurus. We'll download
So
that and I'll
cute.
show you guys like how you can.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
here's some
Yeah,
really
there's lots
good.
of them.
I love this one. I love those. But I do want to go back and I want to choose one and I want to show you how you can make it an outline. Okay? And actually, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one. Dino 3. So we're going to download that. We have all three of them. Brothersaurus. Dino Zip. What I'm doing right now is I'm unzipping all of these files. So now you can see they're in folders and I can click these folders and unzip these folders and they're good to go. Okay? So back to Design Space. We are going to go to Uploads. We're going to upload image. I'm going to pull my Finder back up front. Let's see this one. I'm pulling in the SVG version of this. Okay. We're going to go to Upload, select, Add to Canvas. And I mean,
Very cute.
that is
So cute.
stinking adorable. So stinking adorable. I'm going to change the colors from green to black. Now, the only other thing I would do for this one is I would come down here to contour and I would contour out all of the letters. Now, remember, if you're contouring out, letters, you have to contour out the inside of the letters as well. Okay? Just keep that in mind. So we're clicking all of these, contouring out all of the letters, Here you can see they're all gone, and we have our text that we can add a name. Now, that is if you find a really good outline file. That's all you have to do, okay? Other than sizing, and I will show you how to size here in a minute. Now, if there is a file that you think you're like, that's not an outline, but I really, really think that I want to try to make it an outline, have no fear. What I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to drag my Finder back up here again. I'm going to go with the last dinosaur file that I uploaded. Is this it? Yes, beautiful. So once again, I pulled in the SVG version, okay? I wanted the cut version, not the PNG version, so I pulled in the SVG version. I'm gonna upload that into Design Space. I'm gonna click that, add it to Canvas, okay? And now I'm gonna scroll on over here and I'm gonna size this up so you guys can see what we are doing, okay? Now, you can see here that if we were to cut this, it's going to cut this whole thing out of vinyl. We don't want that. We want it there to be an outline. So what you need to do with your image selected, now one thing I want to be clear on, very, very clear, okay? This is only going to work if your image does not touch, okay? Do you see how all of these lines do not touch? It can work if you just want the outline of the image. If you want stuff inside, you see how this little line on the inside of the dinosaur's belly is separating his belly from his body. And this one is too, and you can see they're not touching. So that is very, very important. The next step you need to do is go to offset. Clearly we don't want a 0.25. We're gonna come down to 0.02. Let's see how, okay, that's small. You can see that is small, right? So we're gonna click apply. Doesn't change a ton, but wait, because if you look, the offset, I'm gonna pull this away for a second. The offset is solid. Do you guys see this? The offset is solid. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select them both, align them and center them back together, okay? With them both selected, and actually there's two different layers. So let's do the first layer. We're gonna attach these first. We don't need them to be two different colors, okay? So we've attached these together to the two layers. Does not matter, they don't need to be the same color. So with our dinosaur selected and our offset selected, we're still gonna have to do it by layers. So layer one, offset, slice, okay? Slice result, second layer, slice. Now, stick with me. Slice result gone, slice result gone, slice result gone, slice result gone.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
That is how you can take a regular file and turn it into a coloring page image.
Perfect.
So, we did have someone ask us a very, very good question. They said, could we just change the function to draw instead of cut? Let's go ahead and pull this back in. And I want to use this as a learning experience, okay? So we're pulling this over to the side. So let's go up here, operation, turn it to a pen function. Beautiful. It looks like it's going to be perfect, right? Now, the problem though with this is still a pen function, okay? So it's not gonna cut anything.
Right.
It's not going to, you have to use a pen. The fine point blade is not going to work with this. Now, come back over here to our Cricut. Another problem is because we thought about having our pen right. Here is the next problem. These boards won't fit underneath this housing, okay? Not even the Dollar Tree boards will fit underneath the housing enough for it to go. Okay, it's raising the housing up. So that is why we are using HTV, black HTV, instead of a pin function, because a pin function was the very first thing that we thought of. But learning that these boards are not going to be, you can't place them on a mat and send them through your Cricut because it's just, the clearance is not there. So that's why we kind of have to create our own offset and then do it with HTV.
Great question.
That was an amazing question, and I'm so glad that you asked, because I know that we would have friends that would have thought the same thing, because we did as well. Our first thought was, let's just draw it with a pen.
Right.
It makes so much more sense just to draw it with a pen. So now you know and understand why we're using HTV on the board canvas instead of the pen. So with all of that being said, let's just go ahead and delete this guy out, and I'm going to scroll over here to this guy, this little dino, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shape, and I'm going to make a shape the size of our canvas. So we are going to be doing this on an 8x8 board canvas, so I'm just going to type 8x8. We're going to send it to the back, and we're going to change it to white so that we can see what we are working with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my text first. I'm going to type in my name, like so. You can size your name as big or as small as you want. It's going to be up to you. Size that guy up just a little bit. And I actually think I want to bring, let's send the dino back behind the name so I can actually work with this. I think what I want to do is I want to make the name a little bit bigger. Now, here's another cool thing. Do you think you want to use this? You could even do the name. If you picked a thick font, you could do an offset with the name and make the name so that they can color the name in as well. So how you would do that is, if you, once again, the name selected, let's position it. One thing that you do need to do, if you want to curve your text or curve your name, you need to do that before you add your offset. So I was actually thinking about curving the name just a little bit and like positioning it about right there. So like it's on the back of the dinosaur.
I love that curve tool. So easy to use.
The curve tool is like my favorite.
It's
the only thing about the curve tool that you have to be careful about is if you curve, look at how the letters kind of mess up. So if this happens, what you need to do is I would go to advanced, ungroup to letters, and then I would start selecting each letter individually and moving them around. And let's select E and the R, because I did just move the R exactly where I wanted it. And then the H, moving it around. Let's talk about this hack real quick, okay? So I started off kerning my letters with the outside. So once I have moved the R where I want it, with it staying selected over here on the layers panel, if you'll just hit Command or the space bar and the next letter, you can just start building up on those letters and moving them where you want them. So we've moved the R, E, and H. So let's go to the S. I think it needs moved over just a hair. And I like the A where it's at. Yeah. So now what I can do is select all of these, come down here to combine, unite them together. Now what I can do is add an offset. Once again, we do not want it very large, 0.02. That's about where we want it. This text specifically has sharp edges, so I want to change it to sharp corners. Apply, doesn't change much yet, but we're gonna have our unite function and our offset, and we're gonna click slice, and then we're going to get rid of that and that.
Look.
And looky.
So nice.
Now.
So cute.
Everything.
It looks like a real coloring page.
It looks like a real coloring page. Now what I can do is I can delete this square out, select both of these. I'm going to size it down just a smidgen. And then we are going to attach these together because now all we have to do is send it to our Cricut to cut. So we're gonna go to make. Oh, we're gonna do this one. Hadley's got one. And we're gonna use a 12 by 24 inch mat today because it's under there.
It's what we got.
It's what we
There
got.
we go.
So we are laying our HTV down on our mat with the carrier sheet facing the mat. One thing you must do is we'll go back to design space, you must mirror your image because we are working with heat transfer vinyl. So you must mirror your image. So from there, we're gonna go to continue. We are cutting with a fine point blade on our Cricut Explorer 3 today. I'm cutting this on everyday iron-on and loading it in. Now, while that's cutting, I'm putting this on a heat setting of 2 and going from there.
So we have one question. Would print and cut work or creating a sticker? What would that be like for this project?
For this project, I don't know if you wanted to color in a sticker, but as far as if you were creating a sticker just to put on a canvas, I would almost just go ahead with the HTV if you're planning on coloring it in. Yeah, there are 2 lines around the dinosaur. It's going to cut both, yes, because we want it to cut both. Mm-hmm. So weeding this can possibly get a little tricky because
outlines are small.
Huh?
Because outlines are so small.
Because outlines are small. Mm-hmm. So one thing I suggest doing, and this will help you, I would think it would help you, it would for sure help me, is start from the outside working in. I know a lot of people you're either one or the other. You're either an outside in or an inside out. I personally am an outside in because I feel like if I start on the inside, then there is a good chance that I'm going to mess something up. So I'm starting on the outside and taking away everything on the outside.
Beautiful.
And then after that, that's where I like to think of it as, okay, the next thing should be black. Like I don't want to take up this next outline. So if you see a cut line, the next cut line is what needs to be weeded. So we're weeding the inside now. So that is why, yes, it does cut both the outside and the inside of the dinosaur.
That's gonna be so cute. I can't wait to see those letters cut out.
I know.
I love that font. I'm not used to seeing it as an outline, so that's really fun that you can do that. I was on the website looking at cut files, and I just searched outline, and a lot of files popped up. Let's see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at fish, outlines of fish, and cars, and ballerinas. So there's a lot. If you just want to just search the word outline, you can find a lot of files that are already pretty perfect outlines. There's some flowers, shells, things like that. Lots of different things you can pick from if you want to do it that way.
Okay, yeah, this, I'm curious to see if it should have been a thicker offset, like a thicker line. Because it is pretty thin, but y'all, it weeded like it was no problem at all. Like I didn't want to lose the integrity of the font. Is why I didn't want it to be like a super thick outline.
It is so thin. Wow. It's so pretty though. It looks so good.
Okay, so now I'm going to pull my just a second. I saw a little part of the tail right here.
So cute. Look at that.
Okay. Lay this down. And now all we have to do is come in with our mini easy press. And look how easy this is. I mean,
It's gonna go on so easy, isn't it?
yeah, you just got, you have to be careful a little bit. And then, ta-da. Now it did come up a little bit right there, but y'all, this is what I love about HTV. I missed this, but look,
Slap it back down.
back down.
Mm-hmm.
Look how cute.
It's so cute. I
mean,
love this idea.
It looks like a real coloring
really
book. Like it
does.
looks like a real coloring page. I just don't think you can beat this. I think this is so adorable. I think this is this is going to be such a fun like birthday party idea. I am
love
obsessed
it.
with it, and it's like, y'all,
So easy.
it's
Talking to the chat already about today's project.
yes.
Very
And
cute.
It is what is behind on the thumbnail. We are going to be making what was behind me on that thumbnail. Yes, it is hearts because Valentine's Day is coming up, and this would make a very, very cute backdrop for Valentine's Day. However, that does not mean that it has to be hearts. You can literally make this for whatever occasion, anything that you want.
The
And
inspo was Christmas trees, was it not?
Yes, the inspo was actually Christmas trees. We
Okay.
just never got around to making the Christmas version of this one because we had so many other Christmas crafts going on. So it was one of those things that I didn't want to let the idea go because it is so easy and it's so cute.
It's very cute.
But
I love it.
and it gives us like if you have friends that do photography or you're a photographer yourself,
or if you're a business owner and you take photos of your crafts.
right,
Big,
a
cute little
business
backdrop.
owner, absolutely. And you don't even have to make it near as big as what I have made it.
Oh yeah.
You
scale
can
it
make
down.
like a very small version of this if you are like a craft business owner and you want to take like seasonal pictures of your crafts that you create. You can set this up on a white backdrop and it gives it just that little extra pop
like
of
that little
something.
special detail.
It would be really cute on like to do something similar like this for our teachers for like a bulletin board.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
To like as like a backdrop for like to take pictures of your kids, to make Valentines for family members. I mean, there literally are so many different ways you can utilize this. And y'all, it is like the easiest thing ever.
Right, and inexpensive too.
Very inexpensive. So this is what we are going to be making today. And I don't know if I can even hold it up to show you how long this is. It's pretty long.
It's a long boy.
I didn't even measure it. Really and truly, I was just I wanted to make it long enough so that in my brain, this was going to be something that Alicia was going to take and put the sweet babes in front of and take like really cute Valentine's pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we may still do that.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what we're going to be making. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be hearts. It can be for any occasion. Someone said shamrocks. Someone said something else. Like there were so many things. Christmas trees was our original thought.
I want to put peace signs on it.
Peace signs would be super cute. With like, you could even do like different things.
Like if you had a little boy nursery, you could do like teepees and bear paws and like do a little woodland theme on it.
Yeah, there are so many things that you can do with this. But, and like I said, it's very, give me a second. It's not hard to do. You can make it as long or as short as you would like. So yeah, and it takes very minimal supplies. So to start out with, the first thing you're gonna need is a dowel rod. Stars and moons, rainbows, ghosts for Halloween, all of these, all of these are great. Great.
I love that.
Butterflies, yes. So to start out with, you do need a dowel rod. Now this dowel rod specifically is 3/8 by 36 inches. So it is 3/8 in diameter. And then the reason that I did the 36 inches because it's the perfect size to fit inside a standard size door. I was also thinking this would be really cute. Remember those beaded curtains?
That's why I was thinking peace signs, because it reminds me of the beaded curtains.
Yes.
Oh my God. And in the camera, like in real life, it's not as much. I mean, it is, but in the camera, it really looks like the beaded curtains. Like
Really?
even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So this is going to fit like perfectly inside I measured it and it fit pretty good within a standard size door. So if you wanted to have something like a command strip on either side somehow and like just sit it on there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Would be really, really cute.
Yeah, I love that.
But anyway, this is what we're going to be making. So like I said, dowel rod is the first thing that you need, and you're going to determine how long you want. You can cut a dowel rod off. You can make it longer. That's going to be completely up to you guys. The next thing that you are going to need is paper. Now, if you've been around our channel, you know that our absolute favorite paper is Celebration Warehouse. Ashley Falco is our girl. And today I'm only using 3 colors. 3 colors was, at first I had in mind that I was gonna do 4. And I was gonna do a craft paper as well, like the brown craft color, which would have been beautiful with this. But then I realized that we didn't have any 12 by 12 brown craft paper and we had to order some, and I didn't wanna wait around any longer. And so I just went ahead and did it with 3. And it turned out beautiful.
Yes.
But what I really wanna show you guys is this maroon.
We've been talking about it for weeks, y'all. We've been talking
We have been talking about it for weeks, but
We ordered the navy too.
Oh my God. How does it look on screen?
It's like it's like a brown burgundy.
Yes.
Like it's like a brown, I don't know, it's rich.
I have said that I'm not a red girl, but this right here, and that, first of all, her other glitter red made me start liking red a lot
lipstick
more.
red, yeah.
But this one gives me life.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Oh my God.
It's like a raspberry chocolate. If I named it, it would be raspberry chocolate.
That hits the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. It is raspberry chocolate through and
all
through.
Day.
All day raspberry chocolate. Yep. Ashley, if you're watching, you may want to rename it to raspberry chocolate because
that's what we're going to start calling
it. That is what this is.
The navy's pretty too. We got ours in a couple days ago.
The navy is very pretty. But the colors we're using is the raspberry chocolate. Actually, it's wine, on her website. It's wine on her website. I do think she missed an opportunity to call it raspberry chocolate, but that's neither here nor there. We are also using light pink. That is linked down below. And then her ivory, and I have said it once, I will say it again. This ivory is hands down my perfect ivory.
Me too.
I don't know how to explain it, but this is the perfect ivory.
It really is. It's like I need the hex code so I can use it on everything.
I do too. It's one of those things. Yes, Deb, it is really called wine. It is not raspberry chocolate. It is wine, just so you guys know. Don't want to get anybody confused. But anyway, those are the 3 colors that we're going to be using today. There are so many different other colors you can use. You could even do the one that I got, so what I got inspiration from was just straight craft board color. Like it was just brown, and it was little tiny brown Christmas trees with little gold beads in between it.
Which I love.
And it was so pretty. So pretty. So
it was expensive too, was it not? Where did y'all see?
I think I saw it on Etsy and I was like, that's it. I saw it on Etsy and I was like, this is so cute. And then I looked at the price. I was like, that is so expensive. Mm-hmm. We can do this for like next to nothing.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like an anthropology dupe. I thought
No,
this was
I
like
think
an
I saw it
Anthro
on Etsy.
dupe. Okay, okay, cool.
But anyway, I wanted to recreate it, but also put our spin on it. So that's what we're doing. We are doing a Valentine's one. Super cute for a party, backdrop, whatever. Other than that, the next thing you're gonna need, we'll go overhead. This is just some baker's twine. Now, you can do the colored baker's twine if you want to. I just thought for this project specifically, just this standard cream cotton. Actually, I don't think it's called baker's twine. I think this one is technically butcher's twine. Because this is what you would tie meat up with if you're like smoking meat.
Okay.
So this is technically butcher's twine. Once again, it's linked down below. It's just a cotton string. That is all it is.
I love it.
Lots of different ways you can use a good cotton string. I think this is one of the things as crafters, if I were to put a craft room together and start from scratch with absolutely nothing, this is one thing that would for sure go in it.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many uses for butcher's twine or just like a cotton thread.
You just need it.
You just need it. It's so inexpensive, so good, okay? The last thing that you guys are gonna need are some light grip mats. These are best when working with cardstock. It's a lot of good, I mean, you just have to have these light grip mats. Okay, y'all, that's it. 3 colors of cardstock,
Wow.
a light grip mat, a dowel rod, and butcher's twine. So probably I'm just talking to everyone that's here. You probably have almost everything. You might have to go buy the dowel rod, and I would say that's about it.
I think Bead and Tiger said it. I would love to know your name, Bead and Tiger, because we call you Bead and Tiger, and we know who you are because you're here all the time. But they recommended a tree branch for this project.
Oh, yes.
Which is such a cool idea.
I actually thought about that. That was one of my first thoughts, was to do because back years ago, when I was working as a 4-H agent, we had what we called Fashion and Design Conference, and I was in charge of one of the classes one year, and I wanted to do a macrame wall hanging.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what we did, but I had a very tight budget. So I went out
And got your own branches?
and cut a bunch of branches. And so that was the first thought. I thought that would be so cute on a branch, but I can't link a branch. You know what I mean?
Can't link a branch to you guys.
I can't give you guys a link for a branch.
Yeah.
But really and truly, that would be my top pick.
Yes.
Is to get a natural branch, and it would be so pretty to do this with all just.
Yes. You know, I did a tree branch for my stocking hanger this year.
Did you?
Yep, I just got 2 really heavy duty command hooks, and I went and got a branch. Me and Ruby went and hunted out a branch in our backyard, and I just put it up and hung all my stockings on it.
So cute.
Yeah, it was very cute.
I love that.
Free 50 free.
Free 50 free. This would be a really cute something to put in a booth at a craft mall.
Yes.
To display your stuff that you could
Absolutely.
switch out every year. This would be, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So, with all of that being said,
Yeah.
now I know you guys are like, what in the heck does she have going on there? Trust me, we're gonna get there. This is gonna be super easy for you guys once you understand what we are doing. So, first thing we have to do is we have to determine what shape we want to do, but put on our garland. So we're gonna go back to the Makers Gonna Learn website, and we're gonna go to Cut Files in a minute. There we go. First of all, I've not seen all of the new Cut Files.
They're so cute.
That Mountain Mama.
Those are the ones I was telling you gotta see.
I need a shirt with that.
Yeah, a
on it.
DTF.
Yes.
A DTF. For
Yes.
sure.
Or a sublimation one.
Or a sublimation.
The
yeah.
Coastal Cow. That one is cute.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
I actually reviewed the files this month.
we're
supposed to.
I normally don't, but I actually did.
We're supposed to.
I love this one too.
Yeah, that one's really cute. I love a skull and a flower combo. That's my favorite.
I think this Just One More Chapter stole my heart.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay.
And the paper dolls?
Somebody did request the paper dolls.
They did. If you
They
requested
did.
it, they're there.
They did, and they are here, and they are cutie patootie. We need to do something with those. We need to, like, oh, look at that.
I know.
Y'all, I can't.
We should make some stickers for our laptop covers.
You better believe I'm about to.
I love it.
Ah!
The cowgirl with the cactus, the rib cage. I went through a really heavy like skull phase in high school. I still love skulls. I'm like a Halloween girly through and through, but
Yeah.
I just love skulls, and I especially love them with flowers.
Me too. Okay, we gotta stop. I swear I could look at the new files like forever.
I know.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go. We're gonna search heart.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna
We're
go.
just gonna stop. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay. So when we search heart, there are lots of different hearts that you can choose from on our website. But the one that I used, if you'll give me 2 seconds, I shall find it and I will show you which one the shaded heart. That's the one that I used. Did I?
It looks like it.
I'm pretty sure I contoured it out, but let me double check. I think the shaded heart is the one that I have linked.
I'll look and see exactly.
It is the one that I have linked. And now, yeah, that's the one that I used. I used the shaded heart just because for some reason I liked I really liked the organicness of it. Like I liked the shape.
It's like a doodle.
It's like a doodle shape. It's not a perfect heart, and which is a good thing because I want to show you guys how you can recreate this using non-symmetrical shapes. Okay, because this is going to be very important. Because let's go back to camera 1. So in the process of creating this, which we got a little tangle here. Let's get this fixed. So I think I'm going to hang it up here in a minute after I get it untangled so it doesn't tangle back up, because we're going to have to, I'll show you how we attach everything. We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. So what I wanted is I wanted to attach all of these, and at first I was like, I'm just going to need one side, whatever, yada, 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 perfect, great. But then I forgot, here is the front of our glitter, and here is the back. Like, that looks cute in theory like that, but then what if it turned? Like, I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't want to see that. So you can see here that every single one of our shapes are actually double-sided. Okay, everything is double-sided, so you can't see the string on either side, and that's going to be very important, and that's going to be especially important if you are using shapes that are not symmetrical, okay? And we'll explain that when we get to design space, so I'm just going to leave this guy here for right now.
Kind of looks cute there.
It does kind of look cute there. So we are using shaded heart. We'll go back to our share screen. To download that, you're going to hit this arrow button pointing down. It is going to download here or at the bottom of your screen. You are going to want to unzip this, and how we unzip this is by double clicking, okay? So now you see the folder here. We still want to unzip one more time, so we're going to double click that folder, open it up, and we're going to tab back over to Design Space. Now to upload this file, we're going to go over here to our left-hand panel. At the very bottom, you're going to click Upload. We're going to upload image. We're going to tab back to our Finder. I'm grabbing the SVG because we definitely want the SVG today. This is the cut. The SVG is our scalable vector graphic because we're going to be cutting it. So we're going to drag and drop that in there, and then we are going to upload it into Design Space. From there, we're going to select it, add it to Canvas. Now, it's going to pull in. Here you go. Beautiful. Let's hide this guy, get him out of the way. But we don't want it to cut out the inside. So what do? We come down here to Contour, and we hide all contours, which there's only 2 layers. There's the inside and the outside. But you can just hit Hide All Contours, and then we have our beautiful little heart.
She's cute.
She's cute. She's gorgeous.
That was so easy.
So easy. So let me unhide this real quick, and I want to select, no. Let me try to find it so I can give you all the exact dimensions. Perfect. Okay, That's what I wanted to know. So for this specific project, for this image, I started, the biggest heart that I have is a 3-inch heart, okay? So we're just gonna come up here, you're gonna keep this locked. I'm gonna type in 3 inches, and that gives us the 3-inch heart. Now, I wanted different sizes. I didn't want just 3 inches, so I think I did 3, and then I duplicated, and then I did one that was like 2.5. And like the 3 and 2.5 are pretty close together. You can't tell you can tell a little bit of a difference. It's not a huge difference. But I think I did 3, 2.5. Let me duplicate this guy. And did I go to 2 or did I skip 2? I might have skipped 2 and went to 1.5. And then duplicated that. Nope, that's tab, that's duplicate. And then I think I went to 1 for this one.
Oh, you got 4 sizes on there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess you do, don't you? Okay.
Yeah, so you can choose 2, 2.5, whichever one. Yes, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes, I did 2, 3. We could even, let's do 2.25. That's good.
Yeah.
We'll do, this is a 3-inch heart. Then we did 2.25. Then this one is 1.5, and this one is 1. Okay? So these are the 4 sizes that I used today. Let's do that again. 3-inch heart, 2.25 or 2.25, 1.5 inches, and then a 1-inch heart. Now, the next thing that you need to do, because if we, let's say, duplicate as many as we want, whatever, what's gonna happen is it's gonna go to make it, and it's going to automatically disperse all of these hearts and leave so much room on your paper, and it's going to make you waste a lot of paper or make you spend a lot of time moving these hearts around. So what we are going to do now is probably the most important part of this project, okay? So if you are off scrolling, looking, come back, because I think this is going to be very helpful. And also one we might want to add to the hack book.
Okay.
So
Noted.
what we are going to do now is we are going to grab a shape. I want to grab a square that is going to represent the size paper that we are going to be working with. Now, our paper is 12 by 12 paper, but if you guys know Cricut Design Space, you know that Cricut only allows us to cut 11.5 by 11.5 because it wants to have that 1/2 inch to kind of give it some leeway, the machine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create the square that is 11.5 inches. So up here at the size, we're doing 11.5. Kim, 12 by 12, good thought, but if you create 12 by 12 and then you go to Design Space, it's gonna tell you it's too large for the mat.
Right.
So that's why we do 11.5 by 11.5, okay? So this is going to represent our paper. I'm gonna pull my hearts over here out of the way. We might even have to zoom out one time. So this is going to represent the paper right here. Now, what I want you guys to think about is how many large hearts do you want? How many small hearts? Really and truly, you're gonna wanna start with your larger hearts because the smaller hearts you can fit in randomly at other locations. And I'll tell you right now, you're not going to need as many small hearts as you think. I cut a lot of small hearts. I didn't need as many. I actually used probably these 2 middle sizes the most, and the big ones and the smaller ones are a little bit more dispersed. I mean, there's about 2 or 3, 2 probably on each strand, but anyway. So what we're gonna start doing is we are going to start layering these. Bring them all, actually, let's just send this guy to the back. Like that. Okay, beautiful. So we're gonna start placing these hearts within our 11.5-inch square. Now, you can see that placing, this is gonna leave a lot of room here. And so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna rotate and really fit as much as you can on this page. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. We're gonna turn him upside down. Snuggle him right up in between there. And if you really want to get technical, I mean, you can zoom in as much as your heart desires to make sure, and let's actually change this, make it lighter. I don't want to make it completely white. There we go. So we're just going to start duplicating and fitting these guys in here as close as we can. I don't think, yeah, I can't fit him there. Barely fit there.
Could you duplicate that whole row and just pull it down?
Let's see, I think you can. But the thing is, I don't know that I need that many large ones.
Okay.
But you can. If you want to duplicate a whole row, you can select everything and duplicate them below. But like I said, I think I did, because I want you to think this is going to be, you're going to actually, once we fill up this 11.5 page, we're going to cut it twice, okay?
You have 6 big red glittery hearts.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll explain it when we get there. So we have this. I'm gonna keep adding. I think I'm gonna add a couple more here. Let's see. Did I put that one? Yeah, I put him here. And then I think I'm gonna duplicate this guy and put him like right here. Beautiful. He's close. He's close to touching, but I don't think he is. There we go. So now I'm gonna bring in this guy and start placing him other places. We're gonna duplicate. We're gonna rotate this one upside down because I think, yeah, this one will fit here. And then we'll put some little ones up here in this corner. So just because we have room like here and here, do not worry, because we're gonna fill those with the little hearts. Mm-hmm. So.
And you probably want to stick with a very basic shape. Like, you don't want to get anything super detailed whenever you're doing a project like this, unless you've got the time. Because it's going to take a long time. You're going to want to make sure that your cuts are nice and clean. And like, if you start using like super intricate designs, it's going to get really finicky.
Yes.
I think your easiest bet's going to be to do just a simple shape, so they can get the gist. They don't have to like go up and look at it and see like, oh, what actually is that? Or, you know.
Yep.
Just something to consider.
So this is going to take the most time. Honest to goodness. This is going to take the most of your time. And like even right there, I'm losing I feel like I'm losing quite a bit of space, but let me try to duplicate him and pull this one like right here. I still feel like I'm losing a lot of space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in here. Let's duplicate this guy again. Like I feel like I can take up more room right here and then even add couple of these here. Let's duplicate this one because that's the same size. I really like these middle sizes a lot. They're my favorite. Although I like the big ones too, but I really like the middle sizes. And like this one, duplicate. So pretty much what you're gonna do is you are going to try your best to fill up as much space as possible with all of your different hearts, okay? And we're just going to like turn, move these around. We can also add in our small guys a couple different places. Like we've got plenty of room up here to add a little one. Duplicate it again, turn him around. Right there. Could probably even do one more up here in this corner. So really the name of the game here, guys, is making sure that we fill up absolutely as much space as we can.
Yes.
And honestly, a heart is a really good shape. And it's okay if we go like close to the 11.5 inches of the square. If it touches, that's not a problem. You could probably even make sure that everything does touch that upper part of the square to give you a little bit more room. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because what we are going to do after we have moved everything around is we will then attach everything together so that it all stays in one area.
Yes, and that kind of answers Brenda's question, can you get them too close in Design Space? I mean, if you overlap them by accident and then you attach them, then yeah, it's going to cut into one another.
Yes.
If you didn't attach them and you just went to the Make It screen, it's just going to snap the hearts wherever it automatically wants to. So you just want to make sure they're not touching while you're assembling them in this little square template. You want to really make sure they're not touching, and then when you attach them, they'll stay exactly where they are.
Yes. So I'm going to bring in that, and then I'm going to show you what I have done here. Actually, give me just a second. Let's arrange, bring to front, and we'll scroll over here. So you can see here what I have done, how I have fit everything within this 11.5 inch square. So I spent some time arranging everything, okay? It does look like some are touching because we are far away right now. And it did, actually what happens is when you zoom in, you can see that it's not, but watch, this is what happens when you zoom out. It's like Design Space can't think, so it looks like they're touching for like 2 seconds and then it goes away. But anyway, after you have filled up your entire space, the 11.5 inch square, what you're gonna do is you're gonna delete that square out, select everything, okay? We're selecting all the hearts, and then we are going to hit attach. Now, what that is gonna do, and I'm gonna delete this out and we'll use this one. So delete the square out. We've attached everything. You can see it's attached. What this is going to do is it is going to allow us to go to Make It, and now you can see everything fits on the 12 by 12 mat perfectly. Look how good that fits.
Yes, I love that hack.
It is a really good one. And this is especially good if you are wanting to take up as much room. So what would have happened is if we go back here and let's just hit detach. I just want to show you guys what's going to happen. If we go to Make It now, look how much we are wasting. Y'all, look at that. It's putting it on 2 different mats.
You're almost going through a whole nother sheet.
You are going through a whole nother sheet. But by selecting everything and attaching them together, because we have, now if we wanted to, if they weren't attached, you can move them around on your mat, but who has time and wants to do all of that?
No.
Nobody.
Think smarter, not harder.
Right, so we're just gonna go to Make It, and now, boom, everything is together.
Love it.
Love it. And really and truly, there's a couple places, me looking now, like I could have probably fit another little heart there. Like, you can really make this work for you. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, after you have attached everything on in this size of a square, you're going to go to Continue. Darn, I have this set to Maker. I'm gonna have to go back and change it to Explore to show you guys.
Good thing you attached everything.
I know.
And now even Design Space will prompt you to save your projects too. So if you mess up, that's kind of handy.
Okay, so we're now on the Explorer. We're going to continue. We need to select our device. Are you kidding me? It's an Explorer. Let's try this again. Explorer 3, because I'm a doofus.
It do be like that
Now it's on a
sometimes.
12 by 24 mat. Back to 12 by 12. Maybe we'll get there eventually. Okay, so once we have done that, we'll go overhead. Now, you guys can see, I cut 2 of each of these colors, and I'll tell you why and how we did that in just a second. But look how many hearts I have left. Like, I'll just be real honest. I'm not gonna waste another piece of paper and cut more hearts. Just know that what I'm telling you, it works beautifully, okay? So we're not gonna technically cut any more hearts today because I don't wanna waste this beautiful paper. I wanna save it for other stuff. So we're gonna move these out of the way for the time being. But I'm gonna show you what you need to do to prepare to cut your paper. So let's start with our glitter. So first thing you're gonna do, obviously you're gonna put your glitter paper or whatever paper down on your mat. I don't have my little roly brayer here today. You're gonna bray it down on your mat. And just in case you guys didn't know, yes, Celebration Warehouse glitter cardstock is 100% shed free. Look at that. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, once you have put your glitter paper on your mat, what you are gonna do is you are going to go to your materials on the share screen. We're going to type in glitter. And really and truly, guys, this paper can be cut on medium cardstock if you want to. It does give it a nice cut on glitter, a perfect cut on glitter cardstock. So we're just gonna use the glitter cardstock setting, okay? So what you're gonna do then is you are going to load your mat, okay? I'm not gonna load because I'm not cutting today. And then you would just cut your hearts, beautiful, okay? Now, this is where I don't want you guys to get confused, okay? Because remember, I told you, and this is going to be very important for shapes that are not symmetrical. Let's pull it back in and listen to me for a second. If you are using a cardstock, like a glitter cardstock, that doesn't have the same color on the back, or it's a non-symmetrical shape, you're gonna have to cut 2 of them. However, the second cut is going to have to be mirrored. Now, Lauren, why is that? Let me show you. And I'm gonna use this glitter as an example. So let's go overhead. You can kind of see that these hearts aren't technically perfectly symmetrical, okay? And the reason being is because like this side on this one, it kind of goes like, I don't know how to explain it because in my head I can see it, but I don't know that you guys can see it. But it's like this side kind of goes out a little more than this side.
Because it is technically like a hand-drawn looking image.
Yes. So these two are the exact same, but what happens when we flip them back to back? And you all can't see it because I have the white there. Look what happens when I flip them back to back and I try to line them up. We're still seeing white. Now, is it a lot of white? No. Is it enough to make my OCD side of my brain scream a little bit? Absolutely. It sure darn does make my OCD brain scream a little bit, okay? So the reason that we're gonna mirror and why it's important if you have a non-symmetrical shape to mirror is because this one, this is the exact mirror of this one. Now watch, when I flip them back to glue them together on the string, look at that, no white showing.
So much more satisfying.
So much more satisfying, okay? So this is why one of your shapes, you'll cut it the first time, regular, then the second time you're gonna go back to Design Space and you'll go to, and really what you can do and what I suggest you do is cut however many colors. So today we'd have 3. I would cut all 3 colors normal, on the correct side, and then I would go back to Design Space. I would click Edit. I'm going to hit Mirror, Done, and then cut the 3 colors again. Cut the red, the pink, and the white. Okay? Beautiful. Now, the pink and ivory is not as important to have to mirror because, guys, it's the same color on both sides. So it's not necessarily that important to have to mirror like these colors, because I can turn it this way, I can turn it that way. This one is not that big of a deal. It's only going to be very important to do that if your cardstock is solid on one side, white on the other, or if you're using a non-symmetrical shape. Actually, if you're still using a non-symmetrical shape, but it's the same color on both sides, you can still flip it. Okay? So, are we all on the same page? Is anybody confused? Where are we at? Talk to me, friends. Let me know.
Also, you would want to keep them in like their own piles if you do, right? If you mirrored it, like you would want to have your mirrored ones in a pile by itself.
Yes. So, I personally forgot to do that, and this is a mess right here. But before I came in here, what I did was I went through all of my glitter pieces, and you can see we'll go overhead. Like I put them all of the same color and shape. Like that one should go over there. This one's over here. I put them in piles together. So that way when I went to assemble, they were already in piles so that I could just grab the 2 opposing sides. So these are the only 2 big ones I have left. They line up perfect. So that's the only big one I have left. Or you can even pair them up if you want to. So like these 2 fit perfect. That's a pair. This one should be paired with this one. That's a pair. We'll set it to the side. So yes, you do need to pair them off, the mirrored side with the non-mirrored side. That one, nope, that one didn't work because they were the same. So this one would have to go like with this one. So if you are smart, unlike myself, you would go ahead and put them in a pile after you cut them. A mirrored side, a non-mirrored pile. Okay? Beautiful. And all the little ones, I'll just figure them out as we go. But that one goes over there. Oh, look, I've already got them paired off.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since I have those all paired off, ready to go, give me just a second, because now I'm going to have to clear my table. I forgot to bring a dadgum glue gun in here.
There's one in the top drawer. Oh, where'd it go? I'll be back.
I'll be darned.
I'll be back. I'll be darned.
Okay. Alicia's gonna go get us a hot glue gun. I did forget that's something else that you have to have, but all of us crafters here should have a hot glue gun. So now is the fun part, because we are going to assemble our backdrop.
Here you go, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now you are going to need quite a large area to work with, okay? And the reason I say that is because the best way I have found, give me just a second, I'm gonna untangle this. I'm about to,
I'll be right back.
okay. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, guys. That's about to make me mad. Okay. Now, to assemble this, the best way that I found is to lay your dowel rod down. And what I did is I just tied actually, before I started, all of these strings, I just tied them in a simple knot. They were all like clustered down here together. And I cut them to the length that I wanted. And so I would just tie one, roll that piece of string off, cut it off. Now they don't have to be perfect at first. You can go back, trim it, not a big deal. But then once you have the number of like strings that you want on there, I would then evenly space them across your dowel rod. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 across this 36-inch dowel rod with about, each of them is about a hand's width, at least my hand's width apart. I'll measure them and I will give you guys exact measurements if you'll give me 2 seconds. So we're looking at, I have 13 strings that are spaced roughly about 3 inches apart, okay? Once you have done that, the reason I say you need a large area is because I put this on my work table, my craft table, and how I did this, which I'm not gonna be able to. Oh Lord, guys. I might have to move our Cricut for just a second. Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna move this guy out of the way. And how I did this was I laid the strings and the dowel rod on the table. I might have to have you help me straighten this out a little bit.
Here.
This is what I was afraid of, not having room in here.
We'll make it work.
And then just laying out the strings evenly apart. And this is what is the most time consuming. I'm just going to be real honest. And this is something that once you get started, I would not move it until I was finished.
I feel like we move this thing so much for what?
For nothing.
We keep moving it.
I know. We just keep on moving it. Sadie, can they see it better from the front or from the side or from the top?
I have it overhead and I can see it pretty good.
Okay, good. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Oh, it's like a game.
We've got it. We've got it.
Okay, beautiful.
Annoying, but also oddly satisfying.
I know. Can be annoying, can be satisfying. Which one is it?
Okay.
A little bit of both.
Do you want to scoot it up one more or two more? Or you can see that there?
Can they see these
The
bottom three?
Those?
These three right here.
No, you need to come up.
Okay.
We're just gonna pull these off
Okay.
and you can scoot it up.
This is
Bear with us, everybody.
Bear with us. This is not a good project to do on a live. It is a great project. It is hard to do on a live.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Y'all good? Y'all good? Okay. Can they see that better?
Yeah.
Beautiful. 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 Okay. Wonderful. 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 So now that we have it laid out on your craft space, in the floor, wherever, what I like to do, what I did, okay, is I went through and placed all of, or not all, I would do one, maybe two strands at a time. And what I liked to do was go through, randomly grab whatever size, color, and then place them where I think I want them to go. So like we'll do white, I think I want to do like pink here, then we'll pop down here and do, I think I want to do like a mini red because I don't want two big ones side by side. So like a little red here. And that way you can kind of see where you're at. So you're not like overlapping sizes because like I knew I wanted to do red next, but I thought maybe I'll do a bigger one. But then, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you definitely don't want like two of the same size side by side. Like that doesn't look good. You want to stagger them. You want to stagger your sizes. You want to stagger your colors. Leave room for your bigger ones. Sometimes you can do some smaller ones side by side, but really and truly, you want to leave room for each strand, okay? I'm sorry, Amy, but I can't pull this up and put a different color under there right now.
No,
It took us forever
to get it how it is.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so what we do from here, we're just gonna keep on placing different, like I don't have any white here. So I may come back in with like, not a big one, but like not a tiny white. So now what I like to do is I like to go back, or what I did, and this made it simpler for me. Can they see all the way up here? No? Okay. Right here though is? Okay. So what I did then, can they see right here? Okay. I then take the top layer and I just kind of put them in order and then lay the other one beside the string, okay? We're laying these beside the string, but then putting them in order of how they're going down the string. And y'all, this is just how my brain works. This is not how you have to do it. This is just what I found worked for me, okay?
You'll get a good system going.
Yeah, you will get your own system and it will work for you, but this is what worked for me. Here and then finally at the bottom. Okay, so once we have those sitting beside the string, I'm not gonna worry about this one yet because I don't want to get these confused. So once we have that, I'll start in the middle so they can see, and then after I get the middle portion done and I'll start on the edges, then you can go to one and show them. Perfect. So once I have done that, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna do one line of glue just down the very middle and then place the string on top of it. Trying to keep the string straight and our hearts, I mean, pretty much where we want them to go is going to be very important. And this is, once again, this is not how you have to do this, guys. This is just this is what worked best for me in my brain. So we're just doing one strand. Once we have the base layer underneath that string done, then we're just gonna go through and lay our top layer, and I'll start in the middle where they can see right here, and then we'll go to one so they can see the other ones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just adding hot glue over top like that, pulling in my heart and just laying it down over top of that. Now the reason I kept where I'd paired them together and laid them on top is because this way I can just put the glue down like this, not have to worry which way my heart is facing, pick it up here, lay it down, lines up perfectly. Okay? Same thing here. Line it up, press it down.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat
Rinse
the
and
process.
Look at her.
Dunzo.
Wow, majestic.
Beautiful.
Oh, so
Love
pretty.
it.
Y'all, the
Okay.
glitter in real life is just,
It's banging.
it's banging.
It's banging.
It's banging. I love it.
Okay.
All right.